The world is full of wonders.
Magic is hidden in small moments.
And monsters could be hiding just out of sight.
But if you're looking to find them,
adventure is waiting to happen.
You never know who you'll meet along the way.
We are the Storyteller Squad. Hello, adventurers. Welcome back to the Storyteller Squad. Thanks for joining us for more Monster of the Week. Before we begin, let's check in with our heroes.
The low-hanging fruit is to say that this next little expedition is a dream that you're not really sure if it's turning into a nightmare, because New Jersey. But the real question is it Taylor ham or is it pork roll? Pick your side. I'm Hugo Rashad.
Welcome back to the world's worst road trip. I'm Lonnie Whitaker.
on the road again. We're on the road again. I actually don't remember any of the rest of the words to that song, but we're on the road again. I'm Raven Eugenia.
I like to cook food as an excuse to stab things repeatedly. I don't really eat it per se. So when I say that was the best double maple donut with whipped cream and cherry that I've ever had, I sincerely mean it, because I'm Damien Edgecrest.
I know it's a ways after the fact, but I think I take the cake now for messy breakups. Sorry, Coraline. I'm Aiden Brightwood. Let's have an adventure. Last time, our heroes took on a demon lord, Beelzebub, the lord of flies, rot, and decay, using the dream-walking magic which their mentor, Coraline Descartes, instructed them on. Through a series of juxtaposed puzzles, scenes, and interwoven illusory traps, our hunters took the mind of one of Aiden's siblings from the place apart and trapped them in a never-ending loop, driven and fueled by their own obsession with the Morrigan spirit. Meanwhile, in the real world, Damien and Aiden took on the Schnellagaster, the demon assassin sent to steal the spark from Damien and to bring it to the place apart and the demon lords. Having destroyed Coraline's magic barrier and her home, our hunters needed a new place to go where they would be safe from agency surveillance and demon lord attack. Fortunately, Hugo's friend Rian, a member of the Whispered, has one other location where he has installed such extensive magical defenses. And so, piling into the Whitaker truck with everyone else, Rian told the group, "We have to go to Jersey." We pick up with the hunters in the truck, driving in Atlantic City.
Is it as bad as they say?
Where are you, Damien?
Probably hanging out in the cup holder again.
Yeah, have you not deigned to look outside the vehicle since you crossed the border?
He came out of the place apart. He's not a fan of going right back to another one.
Every time the little gloopy head pops up, Whitaker pushes it back down. You don't want to see it.
As soon as we crossed the "Welcome to New Jersey" sign, that's when Whitaker first pushed Damien down into the cup holder. No, it's okay. Shh.
I'm about to do some heinous shit in this car, and I don't need witnesses.
Honestly, Damien, it's not that bad. My dad says that it has underappreciated cuisine.
Like what?
I don't know, it's just underappreciated.
Oh.
I don't really intend to try to appreciate it right now, but...
Hugo, is your dad from New Jersey, or does he work here now?
Oh no, he's in California.
Yeah, coming from a guy who's moved as far away from New Jersey as one can, I'm sure he doesn't think it's so bad. Look, all I'm saying is that I haven't been here before. Everyone seems to hate on it, so reflexively, I assume that's what we were all gonna do.
Aiden is in a window seat, and she's just looking outside at the casinos and hotels and glitzy, but like faux glitzy facade of all the buildings you guys are driving by. And she just says quietly to herself,
Honestly, I think you'd love it here.
Damn, Aiden. That's low.
You guys are, again, you're on the boardwalk strip. So as you pass by different buildings, if you look to your right, you can see, as you see the like cross streets, you can see all the way out to the ocean. You guys are right up on beachfront zone in terms of like the resorts and things that are here. And so Rian points ahead at a tall building with a lot of like lights out front. And he says, all right, we're coming up on it. It's that one there, the big guitar sign.
Oh God, this is a packed car.
I love the idea of him being crammed in the middle seat in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Just sort of like squeezing to like point ahead.
Holy shit, how much did they pay you to sanctify that?
Let's just say they have deep pockets, and I took advantage.
In classic Catholic Church fashion.
He's like, I've been told by Father Peter to say no comment when that sort of topic comes up.
Good.
Smart.
A big guitar sign. I want to see.
He pops back up.
Jesus Christ.
It's a good thing you have tinted windows.
I was thinking about that, honestly. We need to be very careful.
Yep. Damien, you see a luxury resort area of a pretty well-developed city. And ahead of you, you can see as you get closer and pull into the signs for parking, you are arriving at the Hard Rock Cafe, Hotel, and Casino.
Fuck yeah.
There is a massive neon sign of a guitar logo emblazoned in the middle of it. Water features and, plants that shouldn't exist in this climate, but you're perfectly manicured outside, and lots of faux marble.
All right, let's find a place to park. You couldn't have chosen, like, a lower profile place.
I mean, I was chasing the money. I was in a rough spot at the time. I owed a lot of people a lot of things. And like I said, met him through Corey. You guys are not going to like this dude, but I promise the magic is the same. It will work. And you can maybe lay low. And he kind of pats a little bag that he's got with him, which is just like a briefcase full of money that Corey let him borrow to try and bribe your way in here.
Ooh, we might need that.
All right, well, first let's find somewhere not too conspicuous to park, I guess, and then we'll deal with the rest of this shit.
I don't know if this is actually where the parking is, but I'm going to say there's a garage under the building, so you go in and find a spot.
If we get hate mail because you're misdescribing how we park at the Hard Rock Cafe in Atlantic City, we have other problems. People can deal.
Wow, go for them. Pop off, Brittany.
Would like to formally apologize to the people of New Jersey. I'm sure you guys are great. I'm sure you're lovely. I'm sure your city is wonderful. I will not apologize to the people of the United Kingdom.
We've had at least one person from the UK say your accent isn't bad. We're safe.
Yep. That's clearance to do whatever we want with the entire culture. How's it feel, Great Britain?
It's all we needed.
You can take it on the chin, UK.
Except you, Ireland. You're doing great. We love you.
Okay.
Cut all of that.
We're already off the rails. It's fine.
I'm so sorry.
Right. Jersey.
You guys park, you come out and emerge again at the front where there are two well-built security personnel at the door. Timeline-wise, you were at Corey's. If you left at dusk, you could get there, but it would be late.
I mean, that's fine, though. Getting there late means there's less people around, maybe? If it's like the middle of the night?
It's Atlantic City. It means nothing.
Oh, that's true. I was thinking like 2 or 3 a.m. maybe wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, Atlantic City is open 24 hours. It's like Las Vegas.
I don't know anything about casinos.
So you guys come out, again, very glitzy, glamorous, and Rian approaches one of the security people, and he says, "Hi, I need to see the manager. Security guard looks down at him. About? And Rian waggles a little case he's carrying. Got some business to do. Sorry, the general manager. And the guy nods and puts his hand to an earpiece. Mr. Santiago, somebody here to see you, sir. Okay. All right, we'll bring him to the service room. Rian nods, thanks this guy, and he waves for the rest of you to join. Damien, how are you traveling at this moment?
Damien stepped out of the car in a flamboyant Elvis impersonator outfit and was subsequently pushed back into the truck until he came out dressed something more appropriate. So jeans, t-shirt, but he's keeping the hair.
Is Damien still like a disco ball of light?
I think we can say that thanks to the training with Aiden, you've managed to figure out how to keep that a little under control. You probably have a dark shirt on now, and were you to open the buttons, you would have like a Tony Stark glow on your chest, but you can like cover it up with enough opaque clothing.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say a glowing Elvis walks out of the truck.
Yeah.
I just can't get over the mental image of just immediately being shoved back in. Like, no, you're not coming out until you change.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, oh.
So you guys continue in, and the security bring you past slot machines, different bar countertops and whatnot. And there's lots of people here enjoying the casino and all it offers. But they bring you back to some swinging double doors that seem like they go back to where the kitchen goes. And once the security walk you through basically like a kitchen storage area with lots of sheet pans and mixing bowls and silverware and shelves, they get to the final doors, which they enter a code on and open them and sort of gesture for you all to walk inside.
I'm putting the glasses on. How's it look?
There's nothing magical about this place, but if you were to glance around, or if you had like used these before as you were approaching, you definitely would have seen a similar magic barrier to what Coraline has around the hotel.
Whitaker's gonna take a look at all emergency exits and be the last one to go in, but that's all I got there. We're going in.
Yeah, I mentioned it only because it probably would raise your hackles a bit, Whitaker, because there's one entrance into this kitchen storage area, and now there's one entrance into this other, thing. So 2 entrances technically, but it just keeps going in a line.
Yeah, fair bit.
Rian doesn't seem to hesitate. He just fully cooperates, walks into this dimly lit room, again, carrying the briefcase. When you get inside, the lights turn up a bit, and now, Whitaker, you see a tall figure in a well-tailored suit, but their head is a black, gray, and brown Catalina goat with large horns.
Oh.
And he's wearing black gloves, turning the lights up, and then turns to face Rian and your group.
Welcome back, Mr. Hillcrest. What brings you to the Hard Rock Casino today?
Rian gives a little polite nod. Mr. Santiago, good to see you again, sir. I was hoping to secure some accommodations for some friends of mine. This goat man nods and says, Of course, but then you will be looking for rooms in the other establishment. And Rian says, Yes, and due to the sensitive nature of my compatriot's current status, I'd like to speak to the man in charge. And Mr. Santiago glances at your group, raises his eyebrows when he spots Aiden, and narrows his eyes when he spots Damien. Gives you all another look over. Then his eyes drift towards the briefcase. And Rian says, I know, his time is valuable. Call it me cashing in my favor. Mr. Santiago looks around again, says, Very well, if you'll all follow me. And he lowers the lights again and goes back to the other door he came from and starts walking down the hall. And you just hear his clop, 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 clop feet. He does have hooves. He's not wearing shoes.
I suppose we follow him. This is deeper into the building, or is this back down the way we came?
It's like a short little hallway that then goes into some stairs down.
I mean, if we're supposed to be, are we supposed to be following that person? Should we be following them? I don't want to lose him. This is important.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You're walking. It's fine. You can walk and talk.
Clap, 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 clap.
Did you make your feet hooves?
Yes. Look, old habits die hard. Clap, 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 clap.
Awesome.
I want to establish that Raven attempted to disguise herself at least a little bit, knowing what she saw on the news when she spoke to her brother and how we're all wanted criminals. So I don't think it's super crazy because she trusts Rian enough, but it's just like maybe switching a couple accessories with Aiden, maybe put her hair in like a hat or something. I wanted to just establish it that we're not just waltzing in looking like ourselves.
Yeah.
I think we should all have a cool girl scene in this hotel.
It like should be obvious, but I had to say it.
No, that's a fair point. I was gonna breeze past that, but it's fair to say you guys would be hiding your identities a bit. So
yeah.
Very quickly, what is everyone's I'm gonna hide in Atlantic City outfit? I can start with Aiden to help like set the tone.
Yeah, I've kind of got an idea. I can go next.
I think she just has like, the classic I'm undercover, like big sunglasses, little head wrap scarf thing.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, so cute.
That's so funny. Whitaker's wearing the same thing.
I was kind of picturing something similar for Raven, but I'm gonna change it now.
Oh, you can have that if you want it.
No, I want Aiden to have it. That's really cute.
No, keep going, Natalie.
Okay.
It's so funny.
Anyway.
Oh, she's got like her hair tied back or something, which she never does. Just little changes so we don't look like our photos that were on the news.
Right. I know we described like you guys sort of booking it out of Coraline's place like immediately, but we can say that like she let you borrow some of her clothes because there was that room full of stuff.
I'm almost positive I made a point of saying we packed up our stuff and put it in the safe room with us.
Yeah.
So that when we left, we had our little go bags. So we have some stuff.
Yeah, so Aiden's got like, a big puffy sweatshirt on. It's like too big for her, so the sleeves are extra long, and it almost like looks kind of like a sweatshirt dress because it's just like longer than the shorts she's wearing. And then just like some simple wedges or something, just as like whatever. But that's her. I don't want to be noticed.
Raven's got a like baseball hat on and the sunglasses. She's doing the Marvel undercover don't look at me thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she borrowed a dress shirt from Whitaker and then like pants and is just going kind of like butch in a way. Still dark colors, but just very subdued. Not super goth, but dark.
Maybe she took out her piercings.
Yeah, a couple of them. Just try to like, didn't do any crazy makeup or anything. Just very neutral.
We already know what Damien's wearing.
Yeah.
Or no, we don't have like the full thing. Do you want to describe it to us?
A duct tape binder, because we haven't had time to get an actual binder to cover up the spark. And he doesn't care about the stickiness, so he can phase through, and that's what you have on hand. And then the black t-shirt over that, and then black jeans. And everyone thought, okay, that's pretty cool, that's pretty subtle. So they didn't notice that they're bell-bottom jeans.
Nice.
There's rhinestones on the butt.
Yes, please.
Just a public service announcement to all you trans masks out there. Don't bind with duct tape.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Don't bind with ace bandages.
Don't do it.
Damien gets to do that because he doesn't have a rib cage.
He's made of slime and doesn't have lungs.
Here's a little thing for all you trans femmes out there. Don't use duct tape to give yourself cleavage. That's also bad.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
They make real body safe tape for that. Use the real stuff.
That's right. This episode was sponsored by Trans Tape, a great taping implement to help give you a flatter chest.
Or a bigger chest.
Hell yeah.
Trans Tape rules. They're very cool. They sponsor a lot of the Goblin Hole events.
The name is so generic, I thought you made it up just now.
No, they're cool. I used them for a while before I got top surgery.
That's amazing. I do like the idea that it's one product and anyone could use it to either flatten or lift. Whichever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. Trans Tape, sponsor us. We'll plug the shit out of your stuff. All right, Hugo, what's your outfit?
Hugo is wearing a knitted dread cap, a pair of yellow-tinted polarized aviators, and a sufficiently sized hoodie.
Nice.
Whitaker's just got I don't know if anything in his fashion changes immensely. He already has pretty standard stuff, but he does have a beanie that he wears to cover up the hair and the very noticeable chewed up side of his face that is pretty iconic.
Yeah. That's fun. There's our dress up montage for all you hardcore fans.
It was going to kill me if I didn't say anything before we were safe in the hotel.
Yeah, no, we're gonna feed the fans today because I have another dress up montage in mind for later, but we'll get to it.
Natalie, you spoil us.
Fuck yeah. All right, cool. I'm ready. I'm so ready.
You guys were at a casino. Come on. Did you think I was gonna starve you?
We are walking. We're following Goatman.
You were walking and talking.
Rian, what did he mean by the other establishment? How many rooms in this hotel have you charmed, sanctified, ruined up?
Oh, well, it's all the one building, but casinos are designed to be a little confusing, so you'll stay there and spend your money there longer. So they just took advantage of that, and we are headed to the one for people like us and the other supernatural clientele. As far as I know, it's the only place on the strip.
I'm starting to think that all the rumors about New Jersey not being pleasant are just to keep people away from how cool this place is.
We need to set some ground rules, folks. We cannot do casinos. We cannot do any nightlife stuff. We are on the fucking run. He says that very... I do need to remind you all, we are on the run right now with no immediate solution. We've got Beelzebub off our fucking backs, but that doesn't mean Azazel and Asmodeus are going to quit it. So, don't go crazy while we're here.
And we may or may not have the entirety of the U.S. government on our back, so...
Oh, yeah, fucking forgot about that one.
It's your agency. How did you forget about it?
Demon lords feel a little more pressing right now than the government.
Well, I was just carrying all that stress all at once.
Oh, yeah.
Well, usually I don't have to think about the government because, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I get it.
Now I do.
Welcome to vigilante work, Whitaker.
Great to be here.
Are we going to get to do any gambling or not now that you're sort of less employed?
Rian holds up the briefcase and he says, well, you can't use any of this. This is our ticket in. And as he says that, you see the goat gentleman ahead of you puts his hand on a security thing and enters a code and then opens another set of doors and you enter what is kind of a much more low-key atmosphere than the casino you walked through to get here, but still a casino, just a little more dimly lit. There's lighting similar to Coraline's place, and honestly, Raven and Damien, it is very similar to the Deep in terms of the energy in here. You see a couple of goblins at the bar sharing appetizers. You see a table of elementals playing a game of cards. One of them has their hand in watery hands, so they keep having to shake them dry. And there's a fire elemental holding some gloves so they don't burn the cards up. In general, it's much less activity in here just because there's less patrons. Mr. Santiago brings you over to a corner in the back where there's a bunch of pool tables. One pool table that's sort of being guarded by a very large, hairy creature, like a yak almost, in terms of the length and texture of it, but very dense and thick and mostly sort of an off-white cream to gray blending of colors. But you do see dark black skin around the eyes, which sort of peek past a little shag fringe of this fur and are just these big, wide black pools. And this being has an oversized baseball bat that's taped up, just sort of leaning on a support column, and they've got their arms folded. This hairy creature is maybe 8 feet tall, very, very big. And they step up to attention as Santiago approaches, and the goat man just sort of gives them a wave of it's fine, and then they relax again and lean against the column. Santiago says,
It's okay, Selby. These people are here to see the boss.
The creature just goes and points with a thumb behind them at the pool table. As you get closer, you see a creature leaned over the pool table making a shot. And they stand up and turn around. And what you see is their face is a mix of horse, goat, and camel. Just sort of a nondescript ungulate. But their eyes still manage to face forwards and are covered by a set of dark sunglasses. They have 2 sets of horns, unlike Mr. Santiago, who just has the one curled set. There is a set that sweeps back and then another set that sort of curl forward, but in asymmetrical ways, the way those funky sheep with the horns sometimes have. There's a long neck, not giraffe long, but just like longer than usual, camel-like, I suppose. And the body below is sort of just human proportions scaled up in terms of the general size and distribution of muscles and limbs. But this person is quite shredded, definitely hits the gym, maybe a little too hard for someone not appearing in a Marvel movie. He's covered in brown fur and hair, and poking out the back of the sleeveless tank shirt he's wearing are a pair of leathery bat wings. And the baggy pants he has cut off above the knees, where just cloven feet extend out beneath, and a whip-like tail swishes behind him lazily. And he brings a clawed hand up to the sunglasses, pulls them off to reveal yellow and red eyes. And he exhales a deep pull from the jewel hanging out of his lips. And he says, "Rian, buddy, I didn't know you were in town, dude. Bring it in." And he goes to hug Rian, who willingly seems to accept it. This is the Jersey Devil.
Oh. Lord have mercy upon my soul.
That is exactly what we expected. We just didn't know it.
Oh my god.
Yep.
We traded one devil for another.
Oh my god.
He's got a bunch of gaudy chain jewelry on and weird big rings. And some of the fur mane that's above on his head is frosted blonde.
Oh, it hurts.
I can't believe we all underdressed.
Rian gives this guy a quick friend pat hug and pulls away, and he says, "Hey man, I got some friends who gotta lay low. They're definitely on the wrong side of the law right now, and I was hoping you could do me this solid and get them a spot, because they're in a bind." And this guy looks up from Rian past you and says, "Hey, welcome to the Cracks. Good to meet you all. I'm Craig Cox. I own the place. Any friend of Rian's is certainly welcome here. Best security guy in the business, I say. Absolutely no problem if you guys want to stay. Yeah, we got rooms, we got vacancy. It's a slow season. We usually get more people coming around in the winter time when the woods are all a little more chilly, a little more nippy for you, foresty folks. So, yeah, what can we set you up with? You want a double? You want a suite? Hey, Selby!" And the big hairy creature kind of turns around. "Go fix up the co-executive. The executive I keep for real big people. You guys are fine though. Friends of Rian, only nothing but the best. Yeah, you guys want a drink? You look nervous. You can calm down. It's fine. You're free to be yourselves here." "Holy shit!" And he looks at Aiden, who is just standing there awestruck the same way as the rest of you. And he kind of backs away a little bit.
Oh.
And looks to Rian. "Whoa, Rian, what kind of shit are you trying to pull here? Rian, don't fuck with me. Are you trying to fuck me, dude? I'll fucking kill you." Rian is just it's fine. She's with them. She's cool. She's not gonna start anything. And he looks at Aiden.
Is there a problem?
She just kind of puts her hands up it's fine.
Since when has Aiden been the most worrying member of our party?
She's a fucking angel.
I know, but she doesn't start shit.
Hey, don't worry, buddy. She's with me.
Oh, dear Lord.
Craig looks to you, Damien, and says, "Oh, snap! We got one of the Leviathan's crew in here! Yo! Nice to meet you, dude! Like I said, my name's Craig," and he puts a big hand out to shake yours.
Oh, fuck, it's one of these.
I appreciate that. Just, for the record, I'm not really with Leviathan anymore. I'm sort of doing my own thing.
Now, hold that thought, Damien. Would you say there's a lot of Leviathan's crew that comes through here?
Oh, man, no. I haven't seen anybody from the old days in, a couple 100 years.
Old days. All right. Fascinating. Out of curiosity, is it rude if I ask who you broke off from?
Oh, yeah, the old ball and chain there, my old boss. Yeah, I used to work for Asmodeus, but I mean, look at this place. This world's so cool. Why would I ever want to fucking go and report back to that asshole?
Hey, bud, same lane. Love that for us.
Cool. What's your name?
James Feldman.
Hey, nice to meet you, Jimmy.
God, Raven needs a fake name. Did we establish fake names a while ago? I can't remember. She probably needs a new fake name.
Well, Aiden has hers. I don't know that Raven ever had one.
Oh, that's right.
And I never got your name, friend. Independent contractor, huh?
That is a very good question. That he sort of like looks over at Whitaker. Would you introduce me?
This is Michelangelo.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Mike. Hell yeah. Yo, some of my best friends named Mike. Actually, one of my bros is named Mike. Mikey T.
And he calls over to another table where there are 3 other figures sitting having, just cocktail drinks. And a very wide as a house individual, but human-sized proportions. Very short buzzed hair with like a, not a baseball cap, but like the visors that are a baseball cap without a top to them. Just like a sun visor.
Yeah.
And just like flipped upside down and off to the side.
Oh, yep.
With like an oversized, not even really oversized. It's just like it's kind of what Craig is wearing, honestly. It's just like another sleeveless tank top.
There's a uniform.
This one's very tight fitting because this dude is so fucking large. And he's got like long baggy jeans with holes in the knees. And he says, what's up, Craig? Should I give him another accent?
Or are they just all from New Jersey?
Okay, if they're all the same voice, that'd be so funny.
Every single one of his boys sounds exactly the same.
Yeah.
Listen, as soon as you put that tank top on, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You're from Jersey.
Mikey T comes over and this guy is tanned the fuck up. But Whitaker, Mikey is introducing himself to Michael. And Whitaker, read a bad situation.
It's a 9. It's a mix.
Okay, still a question.
1 question. Yeah, let me pull up the questions real quick. I mean, it's always, are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Sure. Whitaker, as Mikey T is talking and introducing himself to the group, he comes over and offers to shake your hand. And as he speaks, he says,
What's up? My name's Mike. People call me Mikey T.
And you see he has fangs.
Oh, fuck off.
Do you shake his hand?
Mikey T, I'm Mikey A. What's up, man? Intercepts it completely.
Yo, another Mike. Hell yeah.
Whitaker sidesteps and lets Damien sort of take the hand on that one as he goes to pretend to, I don't know, get a drink of water or something.
Sure. You see as he's talking with Damien,
You looking good, bro. Hey, nice. He's squeezing the muscles, which are nothing on you, but
Oh, thanks, man. I'm digging your fit. You got a nice outfit. You all do.
We're always hitting the tanning beds, me and my lady and her brother, because gotta stay out of the sun in our sort of unique circumstance. And he's flashing you a big toothy fanged grin.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I life drained too.
I don't think he even balks at that. He's just oh, cool. Yeah, we haven't seen any of the, big guy's friends come around. So this is great. Family reunion? Something going on we don't know about?
I was intending on being the only one here. Is there some family here that I don't know about?
No, first one I've seen, dude.
Okay, good.
Guest of honor, I guess. Cool. Well, yeah, we should party tonight. I'll go get the people. And he calls over. He's GG! Axe! And the 2 other figures at the table stand up, and you see again these 2 very tan people just in, casual beach attire, basically. The woman, Gigi, looks like this is maybe a little mean, but a cheap knockoff of Marilyn Monroe.
Nice.
That sounds like it fits in exactly where we are.
She's got a dress that is fully sequins and has sequin tassels around past her thighs. And then the person next to her does look like they could be related, but his hair is all black and cut into a fringe, like a classic MCR emo fan. But if they had purchased all of their attire only ever at Spencer's Gifts and not Hot Topic,
there's a difference.
I'm proud of that descriptive distinction.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
It's flavorful, right? It's evocative. And they introduce themselves as Gigi and Axel. Axel seems very disinterested. He's just holding the tall, thin drink with a lime wedge. But you do see that as he pulls it away from his lips, he has to lick the thick liquid off of them. So.
Oh, I heard we were partying tonight. Where is that at?
They just point you at the bar, where there is actually who would be working the bar? I didn't come up with a bartender character. Somebody come up with a supernatural bartender for me.
Xerxes 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Just more crickets? No, we got it. That's special to Portland.
It's moths this time.
I thought of a random character, and I don't know why this popped into my head when you were saying that it kind of reminded us of the deep. For some reason, I thought of those like reverse mermaids where the bottom half is human and the top half is fish.
Like Barb from Shrimp and Crits? The catfish river maid?
I don't know why that like hit. I was like, why did that image come into my brain when you mentioned the deep? Those kind of characters are not at the deep.
Yeah.
But I was like, reverse mermaids, those are funny.
Sure. Yeah, no, we can have a reverse mermaid. That seems very in line for this weird Jersey casino place.
Maybe like human arms, but like fish kind of torso-ish up so they can still make drinks.
Almost business fish-esque.
Yeah.
Human body, and then like where a neck would start to come out, that's where you get just like the sort of fish diamond shape when it comes to a face. And it's a nondescript, like silver, schooling fish, basically. But they are mixing a bunch of stuff, and yeah, you can order whatever you want.
What is the name of this place?
The Cracks.
The Cracks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can ask Craig about it if you want.
I don't know if I want to. I just want to make sure I was hearing you correctly.
Yes.
Whitaker will pull Craig aside if that's all right.
Sure. Yeah, you guys are at the bar. What's our fish friend's name?
Claudia.
Ooh.
Sure.
Claudia, sweetheart, what's your drink of choice, Mr. Feldman?
Old-fashioned's fine with me.
Alrighty, an old-fashioned, and, just give me the bottle of Jack over there. I've been meaning to finish it off.
And Claudia's like, right away, Mr. Cox. And she'll go and grab the drinks, slide one over to you.
Cheers! We'll get you guys set up. You have, like, luggage or things you want to bring in from the garage?
Yeah, only a bag or two. Should be fine.
Cool.
Quick safety question for you.
Are you asking about security? I promise. Rian did a bang-up job. If you know him, you know his work's good for it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen his work in person. He's a crack shot at that stuff. I love it. Now, I don't mean to seem rude or to insult your regular clientele or anything like that, but we do have quite a few humans in our party, and I just want to make sure there's not going to be any issue with Mikey T or any of your group. I don't want to assume. I know they're probably perfectly... He's sort of stuttering a bit, but I just... There's never been any incidents, has there?
I think he maybe spies some of the scars you've got. It's like impossible to hide them all.
Yeah.
And he says,
oh, yeah, no, you got nothing to worry about with Mikey, and they're part of my crew. They're my boys. So, trust is important for me, okay? It's how I've made it as far as I have. Anybody who's good with my people, you're fine. Everybody's cool here.
All right, but they are your crew.
Yeah. Been with me about 10 years now. So, we've been through thick and thin together. I trust those guys with my life.
Sure. When you say your crew, are they staff? What do they do around here?
Mostly we just hang out. We have a good time, the casino sort of funds, whatever we want to do. So, yeah. I'm living the life, dude. I've been working hard. I made it all the way up to the top. You can imagine it's hard getting into the hotel business looking the way I do, huh? But, it's my favorite place, Atlantic City. So, I figured I'd make a home here.
Sure. How long you been here?
Oh, couple decades. I met Goatman out in Maryland-ish, Delaware. But, he's been with me for a bit. We've been boys forever. And then, of course, we picked up Selby. Selby's great. Oh, my gosh, he's always got my back. Actually, any problem happens in here, fight breaks out, you just call Selby. He'll take care of it for you.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate your hospitality through this.
Yeah, absolutely. Rian was telling me you guys are, like, on the run from the law. That sucks, my dude. You could lay low here as much as you need to. That heat'll die down. I imagine you're not in a hurry to go anywhere else for a bit anyway.
No, not in a hurry. It'd be nice to speed up the dying down bit, but, so it goes.
Yeah. I get that.
Are there a lot of folks here on the run from the law?
No, not really. It's a legitimate business I got going on here, because, I figured less problems, less stuff you're doing under the table, less you got to worry about. So it's all above board. Customers come down here because the world out there is not the nicest for people like me and your friend Mike over there. We got to get by slipping through the cracks. And I just figured, why not make one of those kind of a nice place so people could come hang out, have a good time. So, yeah, it's the cracks. And, like, I don't judge people, right? I don't know your life. I know what I've been through to get here. I don't know what other people are doing. So, it's all good, man. If you're in a hostile situation, that's, something you got to deal with. But as long as you're paying for your room and I don't have, any trouble coming on my doorstep, it's none of my business. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Cheers to that, I suppose.
Hell yeah.
Clink, and he just kills the bottle of Jack.
Oh.
You can see his big camel throat drinking it down.
Whitaker goes to take a sip and sees him drain it and just keeps drinking, I guess.
Love it.
All right. That's the conversation.
That man never loses a chugging contest.
No.
He's got 4 stomachs.
Oh, gosh.
Jesus.
Damien comes out with shot glasses equal to the number of people and then proceeds to do all of them at the same time.
Yeah. Just a long goop tendril to flight them.
Yup. Hey, Hugo, the last time when we were at the moment, I saw you excellently handle yourself around multiple Fae and other entities. So I feel like you probably have a good read on ways to behave. And I feel like everyone already sees that I'm a demon. Do I still have to keep on the human disguise, or is it going to be safer and make more sense to just gloop out a bit? What does the group need?
If you gloop out, do you think you can keep that thing in still? Because if anything, I'd say we are in your territory.
No, you're right about the spark, though. Keeping that under wraps in a place like this, that's important, even if I can show off that I am a demon.
But you did just do 30 shots, so
Oh, God.
maybe act under pressure.
I do love the idea of human disguised Damien with just gloopy arms. Right off his torso, it's just gloop.
Mm-hmm.
He gives himself a pair of devil horns or something fun like that.
It's got those hooves.
It does have the hooves, you're right.
So, what stat is that?
It's plus cool.
Oh, I have +1 cool. So 7.
Okay.
A near miss.
A near miss.
It's a lot of shots sloshing around in there.
A lot of shots sloshing around in you. I will say, yeah, I mean, you decide to stay in your human guise, but Craig comes over to you and says,
Mike, hey, do you play billiards? You want to do a round?
Oh, yeah, man, let's go.
Hell yeah, it's been forever since I've heard about the old place. Tell me what's new. We can catch up.
Oh, man, still makes people cry just from looking at it. It is still just terrifying to humans.
Fuck, dude. The old watering hole, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I guess you know about that, huh? Your old lady? Well, sorry, former old lady at a little pod thing.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I used to trip over the garbage around there all the time.
Yeah, this Earth place is just much, much better than the place apart.
It's tits, right?
It is tits. Ugh, tits out, man, tits out.
I can't fucking do this. I can't do this.
I've never heard anyone describe anything as just tits. It's
Not
always
even the
the
tits. It's tits. It's tits all the way down.
It's tits. What does that mean, Craig? What are you saying?
who knows? He's the Jersey Devil.
Oh, man. I don't know why that got me so bad.
I'm so glad you guys are enjoying Craig.
He's amazing. I like to think that Raven's sitting at the bar listening and giggling a little bit at the conversation and trying to keep herself composed. But how can you not chuckle at the conversation happening between these two demons?
Yeah, I mean, there's music playing. It's a casino. Aiden is a little more tense. She's been watching everyone in here since you got in. Asked for a glass of water or something at the bar. She was just so she's been sipping that and kind of just glancing around.
Raven's got a ginger ale. She's not drinking right now.
Damien, did you want any more interactions with Craig or?
I imagine they'd continue to play pool. Damien would lose because I can't imagine that he's actually good at any of these things.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that you hit it so far, the cue ball just ricochets off the table and like hits Whitaker in the back of the head.
Yeah, there's something bad happens. I don't care what it is, but it can't go smoothly.
You, with your like wobbly goop arms and having 30 shots in you at once, kind of make a very awkward strike at the cue ball when it's one of your turns. And it does. It flies off the table and is like headed towards the bar, and a hand reaches out and catches it before it can knock anybody. And Mr. Santiago walks back over to where you guys are playing.
Sir, perhaps you would like to take the party to your room so as not to endanger any of our other guests.
Craig says,
Come on, goat man. We're having a little fun here. You should get a drink. Loosen up. Tell you what, take yourself off the clock. Have the rest of the night off. It's a party. I got my bro here. We're going to hang out. I'm going to get to know him. It's going to be a good time.
Goatman just says,
If you insist, sir, please do contain your exuberance for the sake of the establishment. The last repair bill was a blow to the books.
Craig just like elbows you, Damien, or not that he knows you're Damien, but he says,
We like to party pretty hard around here at the cracks, huh? Put a little more cracks in the plaster, if you know what I'm saying.
That's what I'm all about. Though, hey, I gotta say, you're really taking care of us, and I really appreciate that, and I feel like I should be scratching your back too in some kind of way, you know?
He grins and his eyes kind of dart over to where Rian is just like chatting up, I don't know, a ghost, I guess. Just like talking with a ghost over in one corner of the room.
The Holy Ghost, perhaps.
Rian is talking to this ghost, and you see they like talk, the ghost nods, and like seems to like start to cry or something. And they hug Rian and then like dissipate. Rian, and he like nods and like pats the air. It's like, yeah, you go on, you're fine.
It's so funny.
Wow.
This is why Hugo respects him.
But Craig just looks at you, Damien, and says,
In that case, had like $500,000 in it, so you guys have already greased my wheels a little bit today, if I'm being honest.
$500,000? What does that guy do?
It was Coraline's money.
Oh, that's true. It's true.
So the answer is Coraline.
So fuck Moth Girl, but Craig doesn't know that.
Okay, so there's $500,000 in there.
Do you think maybe she needed that money after her house got destroyed?
She let Rian have it. Very quickly, too. He, like, ran over and asked to borrow it, and she just handed it over. She probably has briefcases of money ready for things like this.
God.
Good.
To be imaginary rich.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's good to have friends. That's one of the things I've picked up from my time here. You know?
It's important.
Everyone helps out everyone, and everyone's better off. It's brilliant.
Yeah, trust, man. You gotta trust the people you keep close to you. Otherwise, I mean, you're just asking for trouble in this world. It's a rough place out there.
Yeah, you telling me. Yeah, this one time... There have been a lot of times. Let me tell you, so many times.
So many times, right? Oh, tell me all about it, man. I'm all ears. I can't wait to hear all about the shit you've been up to. When did you split? When did you like decide it was like better to just be your own person?
You can't live your life for other people, you know? You've got to do what's best for you sometimes. And music is important, and I'm not going to let someone else take that, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. No, you got some classics you like?
Yeah, actually.
I'll throw them up on the speaker system. I listen to the same shit all the time, so, you know, I could use a change.
I got this one track I fucking love, man.
I got this one track I fuck with so hard.
Just listen to it nonstop.
I imagine Craig has his phone out, sort of gesturing like, yo, we can just play anything you want on the speakers.
Yeah.
So Damien will, you know, tendril out and type in a complicated series and then hit play.
A bunch of songs come on. You guys recognize it as like Damien's playlist playing on the speaker system now.
What's
Yes.
new pussy?
8 times in a row. Followed by one single.
one.
It's not unusual.
I'm gonna cut this. We make this joke too many times.
It's because it's always funny.
It's
every
just for
time.
us, Natalie.
What are you doing, Hugo? What's your reaction to all this? There's lots of monsters. They all seem to be pretty chill, but
He's very much in a don't start none, won't be none. While at the same time, being on guard and on check just in case Rian needs wingmanning.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Gigi, blonde vampire, walks over to him and is like, he doesn't seem nervous, but he's just sort of chatting over in a side booth. You see her like grab onto his like jacket collar, and then Mikey T strides over and stands behind Gigi like, there a problem? Rian is just like, no, I didn't mean to insult anybody. I was just commenting. You guys have very, What are you saying? It's just like, how are you guys tan? You're vampires. And Gigi is like pouting, like stamps her foot, and she's like, listen, just because we're vampires doesn't mean we don't enjoy the nightlife of Atlantic City. Oh, God. And man, it's just like, okay, fine. Yeah, I was just curious. It was just a question. I'm sorry. Mikey pats Gigi's shoulder, like, let him go. And she's like, can you believe this schmuck? Like, turns around and walks off. Mikey's just like, hey, dude, don't bring it up. She's sensitive about it. It's spray tan, okay? We layered her on thick so we can go out around sunset, and then we're out partying all night. And, into like the early morning, but then we're hungover. He like throws up air quotes over hungover. He's like, vampirism's like, whatever. You got to deal with it the way you can. So, just keep it down around Gigi. She's sensitive. She used to really like going tanning, if you know what I mean. And so Rian is just like, okay, man, I'm sorry. I didn't, listen, I'll buy her a drink. I'll buy you all a drink. It's fine. And he's like, you sure? We can rack up a pretty big tab. My girlfriend's loaded. It's fine. So they go to the bar.
There is something hilarious here about vampires partying with a holy man.
Oh, yeah.
So that seems to have smoothed over with your watchful gaze, Hugo. Do you want to talk to Rian like after that? Like after the vampires like go off with their drinks or something?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so he's just at the bar. He'll like come over and sit down next to you and just like rest his head in his hands.
Rian, what was that?
That was me putting my foot in my mouth, bud. As usual.
I could have sworn you've gotten better about this. I could have sworn.
I don't know. I just don't really have a knack for it, That's why I get thrown out of so many places. I just piss off the wrong person, and then I'm eating pavement in an alley. See, he kind of like rubs at his jaw where there's like a scar down one side.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe it's the collar. People are always on edge around me at first, and then I guess I piss them off.
Well, given the history, can you really blame them?
No.
Actually, yes, you can blame them, kind of.
Well, I mean, I can blame the other assholes who came before me.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I know this is weird that I brought you here. Your friends are running from demons, and here's my buddy Craig. But he seems cool. Like, I was cautious when I first met him, but he's like your friend Damien. He's just, I don't know, I think he likes his independence.
There's a famous saying about that kind of stuff, but I'm not going to bore you with it.
I mean, we have all night. This is home base for y'all for a bit.
A fairly famous playwright once said, the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It's what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are.
I will drink to that. Team Rocket and Meowth were my role models as a kid.
Gives him a pat on the back.
You got anything, Raven?
She's sticking close to Aiden at the bar. I think she's doing the thing where she's turned around so her like elbows are on the bar and she's looking out at everyone because she's uncomfortable having her back to like most of the room. And she's definitely just sipping on like a soda or something. She's not in a partying mood. She's trying to appear relaxed, but she's very nervous.
Raven, you've got to loosen up. I've never felt so at home. I mean, since the few of the other nightclubs in Portland, but this place is great.
There's something about casinos. It's different from a nightclub. Nightclubs are for people that have fun and relax, and casinos are for people to lose money and stay trapped.
Yeah, that's why you don't use your money.
Not all of us have that luxury.
I have no luxuries, and that's why I have to use other people's money.
Fair enough. You have fun. We're good here.
Okay, well, if you guys need anything, just shout.
I mean, don't have too much fun. Still, be careful.
We won't make the whole briefcase disappear, but I know Rian likes to party.
He just raises a glass to you from around the corner of the bar. You're at like the L bend in it.
There's a very powerful shield here, So we're perfectly safe, and not all of the activities here are super expensive. There's pool, there's darts. So just try to have fun.
Damien, at this point, it's not what's outside the shield that worries us. Or me, I guess.
Oh, because of gives himself some vampire teeth really quick.
Yeah.
Well, then he just starts fucking around with them left and right, left out, right out, left.
It just popped out for a second and popped back in.
Damien, stop. The retracting back and forth is so gross.
Ugh. Don't do that in front of them. I feel like it'll somehow be offensive.
Rian speaks up. He's like, they get offended really easily. Yeah, definitely don't do that in front of them.
Yeah, Rian, what the fuck were you thinking? You got a death wish or something?
All I said was, I don't know what he said. He said something rude.
Well, you gotta phrase it like a compliment, right? Just, wow, you're so tan, and that's it. And you end the sentence there.
Yeah, I think he must have said something like,
You're really tan for a vampire.
I think it was just that blunt.
Wow, you're so tan for a dead girl.
In his head, it was a compliment.
I've never met a vampire with such a nice complexion. Or something like that. She just took it completely the wrong way. Because, they're all orange.
Oh, yeah. Well, especially if you're like pale white and then you're putting on a bunch of spray tan, you really are just bright orange.
I think, as I heard recently in a TV show, Creamsicle Special.
Just don't go off alone with anyone.
Okay, Whitaker. So obviously we're not gonna, heist the casino because Craig is great. So do we have any other mission objectives while we're here? Should I go snooping for information somewhere?
I guess I have a question.
Go ahead, Raven.
How far does the security dome extend? Is it, as soon as you walk out the doors, it's done, or is it?
No, it actually extends out onto like the section of beach that is part of and sectioned off for like guests of this particular casino resort.
Oh.
And like out to the front door portion of the property, but then it extends out like halfway, to the beach. So there's like a sandy section that's also within it.
And it's the same idea as Coraline's dome with the shielding capabilities, but it doesn't have the physical barrier so that people don't know it's there.
Correct. It's more subtle.
Yeah. So it's just the like invisible shield thing.
Yeah.
Cool. That makes sense. I just want to know how far we could go if we needed to.
Aiden speaks up and she just says to you, Raven, do you want to get out of here?
Yeah, I'd love that.
Let's go outside or something.
Okay.
Please be careful, you two.
Yep.
Of course. You too. So you guys can head out. You ask, I suppose, Mr. Santiago, or Aiden can. She says, we were thinking of going to our room and then the beach. Could you show us the way? And he is on his phone, because he's technically off the clock, but he just says,
I would be happy to, First Light. It would be my pleasure.
VIP over here.
He was just waiting like, please, someone give me something to do. I'm so bored off the clock right now.
Aiden definitely gets a little awkward at him addressing her like that. She avoids eye contact with him the entire time he's showing you to your room and then out to the resort beach area.
So much for your disguise.
Yeah, right? You guys can go up to the room, change if you want, head out to the beach. Hugo, are you going to do anything besides sit at the bar with Rian? Do you also want to leave for a bit, or?
Well, he probably will, but before he ends up going out, he's going to ask, just real quick, how much time did you buy us? And what are we going to do with that time?
I don't know. You saw how Craig deals with this sort of thing. It's sort of until you run out of his goodwill, I suppose. I mean, the money should cover your stay here for a while, but I mean, you got to figure that thing out, man, with your buddy. This is the last spot I've ever done this sort of security for, so train ends here. You gotta solve that issue. I'm not gonna be much help anymore.
Fair enough. Let's just hope it's not another Hodag situation.
The who now?
I'll tell you over Lemonade later.
Sure. I mean, if you've got one of the amulets, we don't have to stay here. We could get dinner somewhere else. I know a Korean barbecue place.
I cannot remember the last time I had Korean barbecue. Oh, hold up. Hey, Whitaker.
Yeah, here you go. What's up?
Amulet?
Amulet, all yours. Actually, does Whitaker still have one? I forget who has one.
Aiden had borrowed yours. You would have had it back by now.
Gotcha, yeah. Where are you two going?
Oh, Korean barbecue.
You wanna come, dude? You seem kind of jumpy around here.
When was the last time you had Korean barbecue, Whitaker?
I don't think I've ever had Korean barbecue.
You know what we call that?
What do we call that?
A travesty. We need to fix this.
Fine, barbecue it is. How far away is this place? I don't want to be outside too much. But I suppose it is better than in here.
Rian says, "Oh, it's on the strip.
All right,
You can take an amulet from Raven if you need it, Whitaker."
sounds good. As long as those two are within the, going to be within the sanctuary.
Yeah.
Cool.
Damien has a very big grin.
We're about to leave him unsupervised.
Damien, I swear on God.
Hold on. Does anyone notice? Or are you in the corner, Damien, watching your friends be very creeped out by this place and leave you here?
Hugo called out to him specifically. Mike.
Yes, Hugo.
This inflection. The most I'm not doing anything wrong voice.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go grab some food. I'm assuming you probably want to spend some time with the people since you haven't gotten to do that for a while. Do me a favor.
Anything for you.
Slow down on the drinks and don't get into too much trouble.
What? Little old me?
Don't do anything that would make Leviathan proud.
I don't play by those rules. I play by my own rules.
Cool. Prove it. We'll see you later.
Damn it, I still play by rules. Fuck.
Craig comes up behind you and puts an arm around you, Damien. He says, "We don't have to, bro. No rules tonight. Shots on the house, everybody!" And so everyone's like, "Ah!" This big cheer. You see Mr. Santiago just like pinches his brows. He sees just money from the cracks trickling out of the system.
Hello, adventurers. Thanks for joining us for another episode. Can you even believe that we are in the final arc of our second season? It's been a long road to get here, but the finale is coming, and it's going to be amazing. So amazing, in fact, that we'd like to share it with some of you as soon as it comes out. Patrons, mark your calendars for Friday, September 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is when the finale episode will go live, and we'll be hosting a live listening party in our Patreon Discord. There's never been a better time to consider supporting us, and you can if you follow the link in our episode notes, or find us at patreon.com/thestorytellersquad. Support from patrons is way more impactful for creators than you might think, and every little contribution helps the squad and I. Live listens are something we're going to be hosting more often in Season 3, but if you just wanted to try this one out to see if you like it, we'd love to see you there and have you with us to celebrate. Our promo swap this week is with Debate This. This is the show our editor Matt is a host on. On every episode of Debate This, Matt and the other hosts choose something completely pointless to have an argument about from the pop culture worlds and brands you love. Check out their episode library and find something from comics and video games that you've always wanted to hear people get very heated while being very wrong about. Let's take a listen to their promo.
If you told me that Butt Cheek Beach was a Mario Kart course, I'd believe you.
You know how when you're hanging with your buds and the conversation takes a nosedive into vehemently arguing things about fictional worlds that don't matter? Well, Debate This is a show that tries to recapture that magic.
The first time we meet Wario, I'm pretty sure, is in the second Mario Game Boy game, and I think his whole shtick is like, he's stealing shit.
That doesn't mean he's anti-union, Todd.
It's like 2 parts barroom debate, 1 part show and tell, and 1 part horrific thought experiment.
He is certainly not stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. If anything, Mario is a blue-collar worker, and he's stealing from Mario.
Mario is a centrist, and we all know that.
Mario is upholding the monarch estate of Mushroom Kingdom.
You cannot tell me that Wario is not anti-fascist. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else you download podcasts.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about Wario being anti-fascist for a while. Go ahead, Todd.
You can find Debate This online at www.debatethiscast.com and on social media at DebateThisCast. You can follow the Storyteller Squad on our socials, as many of them as come along, at Story Squad Cast. We'd also love to see some more reviews from you on the apps you use to listen, if you haven't yet. And I know a lot of you have, and thank you. You're so good for doing that for us. But if you haven't, please send us some stars. They'll make us more likely to be discovered by new listeners, and we'd love for there to be more of you out there. Until next time, Take care, adventurers. Let's start with Aiden and Raven.
Kate.
Do you go change at the hotel room first? You just sort of stay in disguise and head out to the beach?
I think if this is like a big casino, I imagine they have a bunch of like stores and like gift shops and stuff. I think Raven's going to buy a couple of generic resort t-shirt and the generic looking bathing suit and just buy a couple new things.
Sure.
Just to keep up the little disguise a little bit.
Yeah. Aiden will pick up like a little, it's like an adjacent gift shop, but they've got like some sundresses and just like she swaps out her head wrap for like a big straw, like sun hat kind of thing, even though it's still nighttime.
Yeah. Just trying to fit in
Yeah.
at the resort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe some big sunglasses.
Look more touristy.
Yeah. And then are we still being led around by Mr. Santiago?
I think once he shows you to the room, he will like pull a brochure from a thing on the wall and just explain like, these are the rooms. This is how to get to the restaurant on the first floor. The beach area is for our customers only, so you'll be not as crowded as the rest of the beaches in town. Enjoy your stay.
Before he goes, Raven has a question.
Sure, yeah. He like pauses in the door and looks back at you.
Mr. Santiago, I have kind of a weird question, I guess. I probably should have asked this earlier, but is the cracks kind of like a continental situation where anyone who's there can't report anybody else for being there because we're all there together? Do you know what I mean? She's suddenly very worried about her John Wick reference.
He just goes, I have seen the movie, yes, it's very good. I enjoy Keanu quite a bit.
Oh, it's so good. But I know we're safe here, but are we safe here?
In my experience, what's Raven's fake name?
It is Charlotte Williams.
Ooh. I love it. He says, in my experience, Miss Williams, people who come to these places are looking to escape and forget themselves. That doesn't leave much room for recognizing or concerning themselves with other people. Most of the clientele at the cracks know what it is like to live a double life. So, gossip tends to stay in the building.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a pleasant stay, ladies.
Thanks.
And he leaves.
What is Aiden's fake name again?
Sophie Levine.
That's right. After they change into their little bathing suits and sundresses and whatever, I know it's nighttime, but they're still gonna go to the beach and like sit.
It's summertime. It's a warm summer night. You know, it's nice out.
Yeah. Raven's, once she's changed, she's gonna come out. She's gonna hold her hand out and say, well, Sophie, to the beach?
I'd love that, Scarlett. Let's go.
It's Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte? I heard Scarlett. I was like, damn, all right.
It's Charlotte, yeah.
I like the idea that Aiden messes it up.
I think it's very cute.
I mean, Charlotte. Fuck. No, she doesn't curse. But,
dang it.
And she just goes, once we're on the beach, let's just drop the names.
Yeah, probably for the best.
So you guys can head down to the beach. Now that you're outside, she looks less on edge, but she's still got like kind of a just generally concerned expression about her.
Mm-hmm.
Like as much as she's like enjoying just being with you, just the two of you, it's like when you catch her not in the moment talking to you, she's just sort of like distracted, looking out at the middle distance, her worried Aiden face on.
I think at this point they're down in some like beach chairs on the beach, just sitting next to each other. And Raven will lean over and just go, hey, where'd you go?
Sorry, I was just thinking about Felicity. And, well, everything.
Yeah, it's all been a lot. I think I've been compartmentalizing most of it. It's just taking turns being in the front of my brain.
Yeah, it's weird having that part of my life come back at me over and over again this year.
I can't even imagine. Are you okay with her gone?
Yeah, I trust her to be safe and look after herself.
And she has Mira, so she's not alone.
It's just cruelly ironic having finally gotten everything out in the open and now she's gone again.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about Freya a lot too. Trying to figure out why some part of her is stuck in Ross's sword.
Raven's gonna hold Aiden's hand. Do you want to talk about it?
We probably should. I mean, I don't know if you've had past relationships you want to talk about, but I feel like mine have been coming at us with weapons and really awkward situations lately.
Raven's gonna get real embarrassed. I kind of look away and super blushing really bad and just be like, well, unless that one really bad Tinder date from college suddenly shows up here, I think we're safe. I don't think she'll even remember my name at this point, so I think we're okay.
Okay. And she squeezes your hand. Don't be embarrassed. I haven't dated anyone for 40 years. My past relationships total is really low for how long I've been around.
How did you and Freya meet, I guess? I'd love to hear it, whatever you're comfortable with sharing.
Well, it was a long time ago, but I've been living by myself for a while. Freya's people, the Tuatha De Danann, had built a little shrine in the mountains. And for a while I stayed there and talked to the people who came up the mountain to pray. I tried to give them the best advice I could, when it made sense to. Freya didn't come for advice. She came to ask if what she wanted to do for her village was okay in the eyes of the gods.
What does she want to do?
She wanted to fight, to protect her community.
That makes sense.
She was really good at it. I told her that when you fight to defend something you love, no god could expect you to do otherwise.
Yeah.
She gives your hand a little squeeze.
Oh. And then what?
Well, and then I, you see she gets a little embarrassed here. I don't know, there was just something about her and her earnestness. So when she came back, I introduced myself. And then she came back again, and we started meeting there pretty regularly. And it went how it went.
Wow. The rest of her people must have thought she was pretty cool to get with the angel they were going to pray to at their shrine. Were they okay with it?
They were never quite as comfortable around me as she was, but for whatever reason, she was never put off by it. It's nice when someone can see past what I am for who I am.
I mean, it's not hard when you're such a genuine person. Just kind of elbow her a little bit.
She gives you her bravest flirting grin and says, "You two are the same in that way. It's part of why I fell for you." And that seems to have used all of her courage up, because then she just bites her lip and blushes a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
She'll kind of nestle her head onto your shoulder and look out at the water, which is dappled in the multicolored neon lights of the casino.
Yeah, I think Raven lets it sit in like a comfortable silence to see if Aiden wants to continue, and just gives her the space.
We actually used to do this a lot. Just sit by the ocean and listen to it.
There's nothing like it. Doesn't matter what ocean. It just does the same thing to your brain and your emotions. There's a reason people all flock to the ocean.
She used to do this thing, and she kind of trails off.
Raven just squeezes her hand.
She looks at you and smiles. We used to stay until it started to get dark. And then, just after the sunset, she'd ask me to bring it back. And Aiden takes a second to glance around the beach just to make sure you two are alone. And it's like 1 a.m., so you basically have this section of the beach to yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And a little glow appears in her chest as she lets some of her celestial form shine for a moment. She takes your hand and places it with hers over the glow in her chest. And she says, "So I become the daylight, and we'd stay a little longer."
God, that's so romantic. You guys are so cute. I can tell she made you really happy. She still does. I mean, you're literally glowing talking about her. I'm sorry, that was awful.
No, it's fine. But I don't want you to think I'm not ready to start this. I'm with you.
I know. And I also know that you've lived so many more lifetimes than I have, and you've known so many more people, and that's okay. And you're always going to have a lot more people in your past than I will. And they're just a part of your life. I like hearing about it. And I like that you can tell me about them.
Thank you, Raven. That means a lot.
Of course. I think they just stayed like that with Raven's hand over Aiden's heart.
Mm-hmm.
Holding the light.
Cute.
Yeah. So cute. Ugh.
We'll check in with the boys. Hugo, Whitaker, and Rian. You guys are at a Korean barbecue place in Jersey. It's just a little privately owned restaurant.
How crowded is it?
Not terribly.
Yeah, all right, trying to find a seat without a lot of people around.
Yeah, it's super late. Like normally, well, but it is Atlantic City. Everything's open 24 hours.
Maybe it's just super busy and it's so loud that we don't have to worry about talking about sensitive issues?
Sure. Yeah, you can talk quietly over the din of the crowd and the like sizzle of the meat you're cooking.
But we also make sure to find the spot where Whitaker can have back to the wall and his eyes on the door.
Damn right.
Who's in charge of cooking? Is it Hugo?
Normally it would be Hugo, but since he wasn't the one who came up with the idea of going to this particular place, he's gonna leave it to the man in charge.
To Rian?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure.
Until Rian burns everything and then Hugo's gonna take over.
Yeah, there we go.
Is Rian terrible at cooking? We can establish that.
He's not terrible, but
Hugo's better. Like, Hugo knows the technique.
Rian does the thing where he like overcooks stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No one's catching that he like ruins the first couple plates of stuff. And it's like tough and chewy.
I thought this place was supposed to be good.
Well, you cook it yourself, man. I haven't done this in a while. I'm out of practice.
I got it covered.
Thanks. Here, eat some of the sides they gave us first.
Okay. What's our plan?
Before we start thinking of a plan, can we just put, like, all of our problems on the table right now so we know which ones we're dealing with first? Because we've got many course meal of shit we gotta get through. Number one, the government's on us. That's bad. That's not good.
Accurate.
Number two, agency's on us.
Also accurate.
If we get in good standing with the Eastie agency again, that will probably take care of the government problem. But at this point, I don't know if that's even on the table. And of course, all that's because we still got the spark in Damien. The mission is, as it always has been, of getting the spark out of Damien, or making sure nothing ever gets it again. And that'll probably be the start to fixing a lot of things. But we got other stuff that's popped up now, too. Now that we're talking a little bit more.
Not much other stuff. If we can somehow either get the spark out of Damien or make it so that it is truly his.
What do you mean by truly his?
Full integration?
What does that look like? Do you know?
I haven't the faintest idea.
He'd still be a target. Integrated or not, they'd still be after him.
Separation it is then.
So they can't sense it while he's inside the barrier you made, right, Rian?
They shouldn't be able to sense where he is.
You know, he's having an awfully good time here. What if he just never left?
I can't envision a world in which he would let himself be stuck in one place for too long.
That's true.
Honestly, at that point, our best bet would be to find a way to make that level of protection portable, or somehow integrate an amulet into him.
I mean, that's magic beyond me, but it's possible. I just think any magic can be broken. So, gosh, yeah, I don't envy you guys in your position you're in.
Rian, what happens if... how do I put this? We've seen that things that can steal life force can take the spark from things. That is a method of removal and, extraction of the spark. What if something were to steal it from him and it was something that wouldn't return to the place apart if it were killed? What if you move it from Damien to another vessel that can be safely destroyed?
Yeah, I mean, if you get it out of a demon and then we kill whatever it goes to, probably wouldn't end up that place, but now you're talking about execution, Whitaker, for some unlucky piece of shit.
Maybe instead of destroying whatever it is, we have whatever it belongs to take it back. We have some sense of where it came from, but where do all sparks come from in general?
Tree of life, the world, wherever Aiden came from, really.
Yeah, now you're talking about creation stuff, buddy.
But we know Aiden can't take it back, or at least we haven't really put a lot of effort into trying.
I feel like she probably would have taken it back if she could, right? At this point.
Right, yeah.
Then we ask Aiden's parents.
Aiden's parents? God?
Yeah, whichever one it may be.
Whitaker looks at Rian like...
He fully removes the collar, puts it on the table, and puts a bunch of food in his mouth.
Keep that collar on, priest. He might need you.
Oh my god, you guys.
So we ask for some divine intervention.
You go to the source.
That is a little above even my pay grade. Listen, Whitaker, I don't mean to burst your bubble here, but like, I'm unique. Most priests are not doing what I'm doing.
That's a shame. I'd like the church a little bit better if they were.
Same, but still.
Accurate.
Actually, speaking of the church, while we're here, Rian, could you, and Whitaker takes his, Rian's and Hugo's steak knives and just puts them in front of Rian. Could you, like, fucking bless these for me real quick?
Yeah, I think he fishes around in his coat and pulls out a little vial with a cork stopper on it. And you see there's like a masking tape label on it that just says New York tap water.
Fuck yeah.
I guess I'm close enough now. I could use up the last of this. Pulls it out, drizzles it over the knives, says some incants, and his whispered tattoo glows. And you see almost like a Damascus pattern on steel.
Ooh.
The water, wherever it is on the blades, just sinks in and glows slightly and then fades into that like metal pattern.
That's rad.
Yeah. Whitaker tucks one into Hugo's pocket, two into his, and then calls a waiter over. We need some more knives over here. All right, cool. That makes me feel a little safer.
I think Rian just looks from Whitaker to Hugo, kind of chuckles. He turns to you, Hugo, and he says, I'm really glad you found your people, man.
Pretty sure I've yet to find my people.
Thanks, Hugo.
But I definitely am rolling with some good ones.
You never did settle in back home with the rest of us. I wonder what was different, what we did wrong.
Oh, I can tell you what you did wrong. You forced me into a society under penalty of death, among other things.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that's on the elders, but like, you know, the Yoshidas and I tried to make it better.
Oh, you definitely made it better.
Well, that's good. Anyway, all the same, I get you've got your group now, and that's good, but...
Oh, don't worry, I'll be back.
Yeah, you need anything, me and the rest of those dorks from Autumn Falls have got your back. He looks to you, Whitaker. I may do a supply run if you guys will be okay for a couple more days here, unless you really need me to stick around.
Well, we'll see if we need any more of that New York tap water, but it should be all right.
That's what the run would be for. He kind of jiggles the empty vial, puts it away.
Gotcha. But Rian, on the topic of Hugo, you don't think it'd be wise to ask him about, you know, the girl?
The girl, the
one you can't remember?
Oh, right.
Like, if anyone's gonna know.
Rian looks more shocked and surprised than he's ever looked.
I know, right? Me too.
This guy?
Apparently.
Apparently what?
Come on, like, if anyone's gonna know, it's gonna be the secret society that's known you longer than we have, right?
They've only known me like 3, maybe 2 years longer than you have, so that doesn't say much.
I don't remember. Did she have, like, one of the whispered symbols on her or what?
I couldn't tell.
Unless you've been fooling around with Rhea or Noriko, I don't know any girls who have given you a second look.
Thanks, Rian.
Oof. As you can see, I still have my head on my shoulders, so...
Damn, Hugo.
Yeah, no, I mean, you never mentioned anybody that we were, like, taking him from or, you know, aside from, like, your family. I get that. But, like, you can still talk to your family. It wasn't that strict.
Yeah.
No, I've never known you to have anybody really besides us and now new friends.
So here's the thing. Neither have I, and I don't know who this person is. Or why they've been coming into my mind lately. Oh, I should probably tell you about the other thing, too.
There's more? He, like, dips something into sauce and, like, is, like, eagerly crunching on it, like, please dish.
Whitaker and Rian are like shoulder to shoulder, like sipping from the same scorpion bowl. Like, tell us more.
You guys are like on the inside portion of the booth, like across from each other.
I may have made a few poor choices in the name of making progress on some things.
Well, you're in good company there.
Absolutely.
And now I am in what I could best describe as memory debt to a spirit. Well, not really a spirit. I don't really know what he is.
Are you dealing with the spider?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hugo.
In my defense, it was supposed to just be one time.
That's what everybody says.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. Do you know people who've dealt with him?
I've dealt with him.
You've dealt with... Why the fuck would you deal with him?
Because he knows shit.
Why do you think I did? Because he knows shit.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
It's a resource. It's not one I would recommend, but like, yeah, there's a few memories from grade school that I didn't feel I needed to hang on to. Wasn't the most popular kid in 7th grade.
It's just as dangerous as our tattoos.
Yeah, if not more so. But again, cost of doing business. Price of the life. I mean, so okay, so you've got somebody popping into your memories. Well, not surprising if you're dealing with him.
Here's the thing, right? The memory of the person that Hugo's talking about, it's not a memory that Kabe took from him. Something else took it from him. Do you know of anyone else who fucks with memories the same way he does? Am I right, Hugo? Like, correct me if I'm wrong there.
That's the best understanding I have of it.
So, there's spells that can affect memory. You can trade pretty much anything away to a fae, but...
Rule number 1, don't trade things to the fae. Well, rule number 3, sorry.
Whitaker takes a hot sip of that scorpion bowl.
The list goes on, so nailing that down would be real tricky. I suppose I've never checked you for that sort of thing.
I don't even know how you would do that.
Checked?
Let's head outside.
Okay, but hold on. He quickly just...
Yeah, you guys finish your meal and head outside to behind the little restaurant. And Rian takes out some more of his casting ingredients from the different pockets on his coat. It's just lined with pockets on the inside. He's got several that are sewn onto the outside of this jacket that he wears. But he crinkles a few things and mixes them in a little mortar that he's got, lights a match, puts it in there. They burn into some smoke. He's reading and reciting things off a little note card that he has as a cheat sheet, basically.
Nice.
He's like, I can't remember this word. The pronunciation's fucked.
Is it Latin?
But he finishes and basically creates a glowing lens that he sort of holds suspended between his hands and raises it up to look at you, Hugo. And Whitaker, you can see it too, through the lens.
What happens if I put the glasses on? What if I double up the lens?
With the glasses, but not this lens, Hugo just looks like a human person, the little soul spark in him. But with the lens, and it's the same with or without the glasses, this is sort of maybe you consider a stronger version of that seeing rune that's inscribed on the glass.
Sure.
So just fully constructed out of magic, Rian holds it up over Hugo and starts to look at you. And Whitaker, you see these little blue sigils on Hugo's body.
Different from the tattoos.
Different from the tattoos. Under the tattoos.
Fascinating.
They're just an icy blue scroll work. And it's a lot of it. Very tiny, like someone was writing notes for a test, but very small and just little lines of it.
What the fuck?
All over.
Man, what the fuck is that?
He tilts the lens a little and it acts like a magnifying glass and zooms in on one of the lines of script.
Zoom and enhance.
Yeah, zoom and enhance. And he says, it's Sylvan. And the spell ends.
Okay. Oh.
Looks like you broke rule number 3, bud.
What does that mean?
That's not fair. When did I break rule number 3?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, catch me up. What's going on?
You made a deal.
That's what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
When?
I don't know, dude. You've always been pretty avoidant of the folk, so I don't know why you have this, but you've got it. For sure.
Great. Just great. Okay.
Is that why you're avoiding other folk, you think? You made a deal with them that you couldn't remember.
That makes...
Did you ever get lost as a child? Don't laugh. Shut up, Rian. Don't laugh.
Sorry.
That's the shit like my mom would tell me whenever I go out in the woods. She's like, oh shit, fucking fairies are gonna steal you. Did you get stolen by the fairies as a kid?
The last time I got lost as a child, I got lost in a Costco a few times.
Yeah, close enough.
Costco, the realm of the folk.
Hey, if you run a restaurant, I'm just saying.
Who else needs 18 jars of grape jelly at once? Sorry, man. I am often the bearer of bad news and very often not the guy who can fix it.
Well, thanks for being a harbinger of my sorrow.
Anytime, buddy. Pats you on the back.
Worst one-night stand ever. Okay. How do I deal with it? Do we have any readers or anything?
There's Claire back home, but...
I mean, Hugo, if you're worried about a deal you made with the Fae, I know it's been a while, but I think I'm still in good with John Dracia Nuatharis.
Habba Hooba Wada Henawa?
Jay from Glacier Park, Raven's brother's boyfriend, member of the cult.
Oh.
You know, Dragon Boy.
Yeah. His Majesty.
Yeah, there we go.
His Majesty Dragon Boy.
His Majesty. Thank you for that. Look, if you need someone who can look at that and probably have a pretty good idea of what exactly happened, right? If that's runes that can be read, or what was it, Sylvan?
I just pulled that phrase. You know, it's folk runes. It's Fae stuff.
Sure.
I need a translator and a paralegal.
That's Fae writing, and we don't even have to go back to Autumn Falls for that one. So, you know, offers on the table.
Offer accepted, once we deal with other things first.
Right, we got things that take priority, but next up, we can make a return to Glacier Park. As soon as we get the rest of the shit figured out.
So, he says, well, I can cover your Uber back to the hotel. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to waste any time. I'll make a run and I'll come back and we can try and figure out that portable version of the spell, maybe. Try not to get in trouble in the next week.
Depending on how much time you need, I can help you make that run.
Nah, man. Stay with the group. They need you. Rian shoots a look at Whitaker for, confirmation.
Yeah, we'd like to keep you around.
Can you do me one more favor?
I'll try.
Can you check on those 3 people that I added to the group chat?
I've been meaning to ask you about them. Yeah, I can look in on them.
Okay, because the names look familiar, but I have no idea who they are.
Wow, you're in deep with the spider, huh? Oh boy, buddy. Okay, well, just maybe scale it back a bit.
In my defense, I've been scaling it back.
All right. Yeah, no, I'll make sure we don't have I guess we don't have to do cleanup anymore. Oh my gosh. I love when you're in charge, man. It's great. I'll see you around.
I'm not in charge. He tries to say as he's already leaving.
Yeah, he's already turning around and just waves, yes, you are, without turning back.
Okay, let's go.
Let's get back.
Damien, what are you and Craig up to?
While Damien is consuming more alcohol than any of the vampires or people he's partying with, he's not really drinking and is putting all the alcohol in his pocket dimension.
Okay.
The goal being getting everybody else wasted so we can learn more about what's going on, what their deals are, if any of them are part of mafias or crime families we need to know about or be wary about.
Sure.
If everything's reasonable, if there's shady shit under the surface, if we're in trouble, all that fishing for information.
Why don't you investigate a mystery then? Our second roll of the night.
9. So, what is being concealed here?
Several things. As you spend the night partying with Craig and the vampire trio, and even Selby, the big, hairy, brutish monster, kind of follows you all around that night, you get the feeling that maybe he's Craig's bodyguard. You find out that when people at the casino / hotel / the bars in and around the establishment pass out from getting too drunk or just from like falling asleep at the machines, they're brought back to their rooms, but also they are made to make a donation to the club as a sort of cost of becoming a sloppy mess, where someone comes in, you know, a trained phlebotomist, but someone comes in and drains a little bit of their blood and then puts it in an ice chest and brings it down to the bar where it is kept for Mikey T, Axel, and Gigi as a supply of alcohol-infused blood for them to drink and party off of, without them needing to like make the bite and feed, which would put them into a frenzy state. They can just have it from the system that Craig has worked out for them.
Hey, did we like sign a contract when we went in that said you could have access to our fucking blood?
No.
Oh my fucking god. I hate it here. Haunting.
Either you discover that by Craig just telling you the process as his like vampire friends are getting more and more drunk from the alcoholic blood they're drinking, or you're like out on the floor of the actual casino where you see that Craig can like glamour himself to look like a sort of big open white shirt, lots of chest hair, still the big jewelry and everything, and like a bright red suit jacket, red pants, and so he like goes around as the casino owner sometimes when he wants to just like be out of the cracks and take a look at the actual goings on of the business. So like, you know, you might witness someone passing out and some of the security going over and helping them and like taking them away. And Gigi saying offhandedly like, "Oh good, we were running low on the tap."
What a clever system you guys have. I love it. I'm a big fan. Brilliant.
I mean, it's not the most ethical thing, but like, come on, I gotta make sure my people are taken care of. And I mean, you know, people say you should donate blood all the time, so who's to say some of that shouldn't go to the vampires in the world?
Hey, I think it's making a lot of improvements here. It clearly brings in some cool clientele, am I right, guys?
Hell yeah. I mean, also, sometimes we're saving people from like toxic blood levels, so that's another thing too. That's where we get like the real hard stuff.
Because, you know, when you have a high blood alcohol level, it does help to have even less blood in your system. Jesus Christ.
This is not a medical podcast.
This is not a medical podcast. Craig is not a perfectly perfect human being.
I hope when they wake up in their room, they have like a little saline bag and they're like, ah, dang, not again. Like they're taking care of
these irregulars.
So like they know that it happened and they do something to like counteract it.
Oh no, that's almost worse.
I don't know. I feel like it's worse to have your blood stolen.
Especially like when you're passed out drunk. Like
they gotta at least do something to take care of you before they throw you back in your room to sleep it off.
It's a very vulnerable place to be.
I think I mean, honestly, and this is terrible, but again, casinos are terrible. It's probably just like they wake up with some flowers and like a thing of apple juice and sugar cookies with a little note and a gift card attached to like the slots area.
And an aspirin.
Yeah. Like
in fine print, very, very lightly etched on a mirror behind the bar, in the bottom corner.
Is a consent waiver?
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh, maybe it's hidden in your when you like book a room or when you walk in, you're like consenting.
Oh yeah, when you like book online, it's like in the contract somewhere.
Somewhere. According to Fae law, it counts.
Yep.
It's like written under the floorboards. If you cross this threshold, you're consenting to this being a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I love the metaphor. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm freaking out, but I do love the metaphor of like, oh yeah, casinos, they steal life from you. It's like, yeah, literally, in this case.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Still a casino. Still, he's a demon, and they are vampires.
Still evil.
Yeah. But Damien doesn't have a problem with it, so... But that's one thing. And... Ooh. I'm bending things a little bit here, but it was a mixed success. So, as part of discovering this, you are, again, hanging out with the vampires. You're basically rolling like the cast of Jersey Shore, like they're just sort of wandering around together as a bunch of noisy, you know, troublemakers.
Living the dream.
Yeah, it's Damien's ideal evening out. But as the vampires do like another round, And Gigi gets like a little more tipsy and like sociable, sort of, she's loosening up around you. And she bumps into you at one point and like holds on to you and just says like,
"You're not so bad, Mike. Listen, tell your friend, the sloppy priest, I'm sorry I got so upset. I had a rough evening the night before, and I just want you to know that, like, I don't hold grudges. It's fine. So you and your friends are good. You're so good."
her knees buckle, but she grabs onto the collar of your shirt and pulls it down, and the buttons pop as she kind of like just falls to the ground, and your chest with the spark in it is exposed. Now Craig comes over immediately and helps Gigi up, and he says, "Hey, slow down there, little sister, come on," and like helps her to her feet. And he's like, "Mikey T, what are you doing letting your lady get this slosh at the beginning of the night?" And Mikey T comes over and is like, "Sorry, man, I've been busy. I've been in my head all day. Hey, Gigi, come on, slow it down, sweetie." And so he pulls her away. And then Craig's eye sees the glow, the spark. "Whoa, okay." And gives you a very like, I don't know that you would even know what the expression is, because again, he's like a camel person. So
it is hard to read facial expressions on a camel-headed person.
But definitely wide-eyed, tiny pupils for a second.
I like casting light magic spells. It is very helpful at parties for making lights. And of course, when it gets dark outside, which happens every night rather. So yeah, it's just a very utility tool that I have. Do you guys not have one?
What, you guys don't got a glowing light spell chest?
Whoa.
Come on, guys, I thought this was the party place.
They rolled the rage. It's a glow stick.
Roll manipulate someone with disadvantage.
What? I can manipulate monsters. I got the level up for it.
I know you can, which is why you're able to at all at this moment.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my god. This is so funny.
Can't believe you just let me keep going.
It was too good to stop you.
It was really funny.
I love the idea that Craig was just like dead staring him as he just kept on going.
Mm-hmm. Everyone kind of slowed down. Like Selby was kind of like, "The fuck?" And Axel like swept his emo bangs out of his face, and Mikey and Gigi kind of like hushed into silence.
Damien is going to slowly take the light and put it out to his finger like E.T. Because with disadvantage, there's 5 on the dice, but I have 2 for charm. So that's a 7. That's a mixed success. So I'm going to try to charm this guy into liking me and thinking that this is just not a huge life spark big deal, but, a little party trick.
Okay, and so you do that by moving the spark to your finger?
Yeah, and trying to reference an 80s movie.
Okay. I think Craig snaps out of it and gently but quickly claps his hands over your hand. And he says, "Dude, put it away."
I can't. It's a
Just get your shirt buttoned up, dude. Put it away.
Okay. And tendrils will, button it up.
Okay. He lets go. Turns to the vampires. Says,
"I think I'm gonna go for a ride with my buddy here. You guys hold down the fort, okay? We'll go pick up some more drinks."
and the vampires all kind of just like nod. Gigi breaks into like drunk girl giggle and just like puts her head on Mikey T's chest, and he just kind of pats her and is like, "Let's go sit down. We'll take a walk." Selby motions to Craig, and he doesn't say anything because he hasn't said anything the whole time. He's just kind of like Lurch from Addams Family, just like Craig's like,
"It's all right, buddy. We're good. We're definitely good. Yeah. Whoa. All right, yeah, we're fine. You stay. Tell Goatman he's got the run of the place for a bit. I gotta pull him back off of his night off. That's on me. I'll make it up to him. He gets overtime or something. Yeah, whatever. Extra vacation next week."
And he takes you down to the parking lot of the garage, and then just sort of leans against a very expensive looking Hummer or something. Just like an outrageous car that's down there. And he just goes,
dude.
I'm sorry. I didn't think I broke any of the rules.
Well, technically no, but I mean, come on. I gave you the whole spiel about trust and shit. You know, that's important to me. That's like where I live. Man, if I'd have known you were a demon lord, like, oof, we would have gotten caviar. I could have got suits for your friends. Like, you know, we would have closed the place down. You would have had the run of the whole situation. So, I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Well, we're trying to keep that on the down low. You don't have to apologize. This is a break that I have just so desperately needed. Just the time at the bar to unwind. We've been on the road for so long. You know how it is, you know. I was trying to keep things under wraps a little bit, so I really appreciate you looking out for me. Sometimes I can get a little loosey-goosey, let the status show a little bit. I shouldn't, you know. People get jealous. Everyone wants to take a shot at the king, you know how it is.
He kind of like crouches and steeples his like clawed hands together, and just in front of his face, he's like all curled up like a little gremlin.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, you're on the run. Oh yeah, that makes sense now. Whew, I'm gonna judge that Rian bastard a little bit more for this kind of heat. Okay. Cool. So how fucked are you? Be honest, my dude, they must have been on your ass this whole time. Is that why you're staying with me? Because of the thing?
Listen, we came here with the intention of continuing our fight against the demon lords. We've already got one chasing their tail in the place apart. We destroyed their amalgamation menu. So, we decided that this would be a lovely stop, and you've been such a lovely host. I'd like for that to continue.
Whoa! Absolutely, dude. That is baller as hell. Holy shit. Dude, I gotta be honest. I have missed hanging out with other demons. You are so fucking cool. Do you want to go, like, trash a Wawa or something with me?
I have been hanging out with such prudes. Nothing would make me happier.
Fucking let's go, bro! And so he turns on the Hummer and you pop in.
And you drive off to go commit petty larceny and vandalism, I guess.
When in Rome, I guess.
Love that for you. Love that low profile for you.
You can see, too, that, like, Craig can make himself other people, so that you guys are just constantly changing your glamour / shapeshifted forms. And I think that's where we will end the night of activity for the characters, right? With, like, a Dukes of Hazzard freeze frame of Damien and Craig just, like, in the Hummer, like, jumping a speed bump with, like, fucking open drinks and chips flying out the window and shit, and just having a blast. Two demons spawn who really like the world.
Thanks for making the Jersey Devil so cool, Natalie.
Is everyone having fun?
Yes.
I love this.
Damien, I guess you and Craig could stay out all night. You guys don't sleep.
Oh, hell yeah.
So.
You do definitely get a call from Whitaker at some point. Michael Angelo, where the fuck are you? What is that playing in the background?
Hold on. Another cheeseburger and small fries, large fries.
Are you outside the fucking barrier right now?
Now you drink.
Who's with you?
He's driving. He can't talk.
Is that James? Jimmy! Hey! Don't worry about it. We're having a great time. Just me and Mike.
I told you to keep a low profile.
Look, it's just the two of us.
Yeah, is that you and the Jersey motherfucking devil on the phone?
Wow. His name is Craig, and he is a delightful host.
This is so parent calling teenager on a date.
Are those boys in the background? Are you hanging out with boys?
It is past curfew.
It is 11:45. I feel like at this point it's actually like 4 a.m. for us.
Oh my god. I swear to God, Damien, if I see one more news headline with your fucking name on it, with one of your damn faces on it, when you get back here, I'm not gonna tear you limb from gooey limb. I'm gonna have Aiden do it.
I miss you too.
I am going to try to get some rest. You better be back. Good morning, Damien. Click.
Aiden comes out with like a cup and like brings it over to you, and it's just some black coffee, the way you like it.
Oh shit, sorry, did I wake... Oh, no, it's just you.
You're fine, but I know you. You're probably not getting back to sleep.
No, probably not. Thanks for the coffee.
Sure. For what it's worth, he's probably fine.
Yeah, match made in hell. How are you doing since, the whole fight, I guess? How you doing?
She will like sit down wherever you're at, in the windowsill or just like a bed nearby.
I'm okay. I mean, things are still bad, but I'm feeling better. Mostly I feel more like myself.
Alright. How do you feel being here? There's no ex-girlfriend's mansion, but it'll do.
I can put up with really ugly carpets if it means we're safe for a little while.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Anyway, I should get back to Raven.
Alright.
Unless you needed to talk about something?
No, No, you get back to Raven.
Okay. I'm not far if you need something. And she goes back into the part of the suite she and Raven are sharing.
And your phone rings in your pocket.
Whitaker checks the number. Is it anyone he recognizes?
It's Agent Bert Sayre.
Phenomenal. All right, Whitaker is going to find the most soundproof part of this executive suite, and he's gonna take the call.
Okay. Are you with your team?
Most of them. Yes, I know it's bad.
You don't know the half of it, kid.
Fucking hell. All right, what do you got for me?
The Washington office is gearing up, getting themselves outfitted. They're even flying in folks from HQ to join the task force.
The Washington Eastie office? Or the federal office?
The agency.
All right.
Fortunately, we've taken jurisdiction of the mess at the metro station from the actual authorities.
I can give you the location of its remains if you need some proof that it's not a case worth pursuing.
That's not what you have to worry about right now, Whitaker. Are you any closer to having a solve with the Edgecrest situation?
No, we're at a pretty good temporary measure, but no, we're not much closer.
Well, try and figure it out. I don't know how much more I can help you guys.
You've already done a lot for us, Agent Sayre, thank you.
I just wanted to give you the heads up. Probably have company soon.
Do they know where we are right now? And to be clear, they're looking for us and not the monster that actually did the massacre.
The agency knows you're not responsible for the monster, but you're still a wanted former agent. As far as the director's concerned, Edgecrest being at large is priority one.
Can you get me any details on the Washington agency? Or do you know anyone who could? Just give me a name, and that's all I need.
What he could give you? Is there a move on your playbook as the professional that like lets you roll to see if the agency can help you?
There's deal with the agency, but that's more if I'm in trouble with them. And I know I'm in trouble with them. Well, that's like to see if you get into trouble with them. Let's see. Let me see exactly what I'm looking at.
Yeah, Whitaker, I don't know if you want to get in trouble with the Eastie agency. That would be bad news for us.
Okay, actually, the way it's worded, no, this could potentially
Could this inspire
work
us
out.
with some like direction on this? Because like, what do I know about the Washington office? It's like, it's an Eastie office. There's agents there. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. When you deal with the agency requesting help or gear, this is requesting help, I suppose. I mean, the consequences are like, if you succeed, your request for whatever is okayed. If like you fail or whatever, it's just you get in trouble with the agency. Or you know what? Yeah, it might be that Agent Sayre gets in trouble with the agency, which I don't want. But let's see. He doesn't have to do this if he doesn't want to. He can make the call on that. It's a mixed. It's 8.
Okay. What are the results on a mix?
On a 7 to 9, things aren't so great. You might get chewed out by your superiors and there will be fallout, but you get what you need for the job. So it's one of those things where if Agent Sarah actually goes through with it, it would be noticed.
Right.
And that's his call on whether or not he wants to step in the shit any further.
Yeah. I think we'll say that that's like a way to flavor what he tells you, which is,
I don't have as many connections in Washington as I used to. Ever since they moved me to Portland, my influence can only go so far. And I'm back to being your only contact. They took all staff in for questioning.
Jesus Christ. Agent Say, is Prithee still under house arrest? Agent Devon.
I'm gonna keep that in.
Yeah, no, you should. That was intentional.
Okay, good. He says,
To be honest, Whitaker, I haven't been keeping tabs. There's been a lot more pressing issues.
Yeah, no. Right. Yeah, no, of course. Well, thanks for the heads up.
I'm gonna go. Get the job done.
Stay safe.
disconnect.
Click.
What do you do now, Whitaker? Try to sleep? You go for a walk?
Well, I would like to figure out how to get the spark out of Damien. What do you think, folks? Do you think the spider would know?
Whitaker. That's tasty.
He might. You never know.
What do you think you're going to have to give up to get that information, though?
Oh, I got tons I could give up.
Oh, baby, take those memories away.
Bold of you to assume it's going to be taking something away as opposed to having to ensure things happen.
What do you do, Whitaker?
We're not keeping secrets from people anymore. Whitaker's going to go wake up Hugo.
Okay.
Nudges him, just gives him a little tap on the shoulder, see if he wakes up.
Yeah.
Hugo. Hey, all right.
What's up, Whitaker?
Sorry to wake you. Don't get up or anything.
It's runtime, isn't it?
We'll do runtime in a bit. Hugo. How do you get in touch with Kabe? Things are escalating.
Lately, it's been more of a he gets in touch with me kind of thing, but honestly, if he's watching, which he usually is, he just needs to know you need to get in contact with him.
Whitaker looks around the room. Dr. Aranya Kabe, are you with us? I feel like I'm on fucking Paranormal Investigators.
Are you doing what I think you're doing?
Don't worry about it. Go back to sleep.
Nope, not going back to sleep.
Your phone rings.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to take this. Don't worry about it for now. Do I recognize the number?
Unknown.
Picks it up.
Mr. Whitaker.
Jesus, all right. That was quick.
Told you.
What can I do for you, sir?
Just to be clear, this is Dr. Aranya Kabe, is it not?
The one and only.
Phenomenal.
And this is Alonzo Whitaker, former agent of the Eastie Agency, one expat from the United Kingdom, formerly of the LASA, son of Lewis Whitaker, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you got it, the one and only. I put him on speakerphone, so you guys also aware.
For communication purposes, Raven will wake up and be listening.
Nice, good.
You hit it to go on speaker and like hold the phone away from your head, and it feels like the phone is still talking into your ear and the phone is silent.
Ooh! I hate that.
Either way, Raven's awake.
Sure, you and Aiden can come over from the section of the suite you've been sleeping in. Is everything okay?
What's going on?
Obviously, you know a lot of stuff. I imagine you have some semblance of the situation we're in right now.
I'm aware. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a little more than your interest. What do you know about removing sparks of creation from the demons that carry them?
This is old stories. Stories which only few carry the memories of. They cost a great deal. But I can show you what happens when a celestial dies.
What happens when a celestial dies? Will that help us now? Listen, I have all the respect for you and your trade, but I need brass tacks. I need concrete information that'll get us out of this now.
If you are asking me to share a story about a demon spawn who came to possess a piece of divinity, then you are already aware of information I could share with you.
Out of character. Did he say I'm already aware of the information he could share with me, as in, like, this is the only time that's happened?
Correct.
Gotcha, just making sure I understood that right.
We're unprecedented.
Yeah, makes sense. Story of when a celestial dies. Will that be actionable, or will that just be a good story?
I can't tell you what to do with my stories. All I can do is make them available. But you would need to ask your friend.
I'm not having Hugo sell any more memories to you.
Not, Mr. Rashad. The First Light is the only being on this plane with memories of that time.
Are you saying you'd want one of hers?
I'm saying in order to give it to you, she would need to give it to me first.
Understood. I suppose I'll call you back.
I'm listening.
And you don't hear more.
Stalker.
See, now you get it, don't you? Now you understand?
No, I don't understand. Why the fuck would you make deals with that?
Why were you about to just now?
I mean...
Because we're desperate.
Jesus. You are so fucking quiet.
Sorry.
You heard that?
Half of it?
So you didn't trade anything, so...
I definitely didn't trade anything, right? We're sure I didn't accidentally give anything and then forget it, right?
I didn't accidentally make any deals.
I suppose in canon you have no way of knowing, but I'm telling you as keeper, you did not make a deal yet.
All right.
I didn't hear you give any consent, so...
Yeah, Aiden, checking in on what resources we have, and it's possible he might have something that could help us, but it didn't sound concrete, and it would require stuff from you, which I was not particularly comfortable giving away, and I don't want to assume you would be either.
I'll tell you whatever I can. I mean, you can just ask me.
Well, he was willing to give me a story of when a celestial dies, or something along those lines.
Okay.
But he said any old knowledge, any stories of that time period, they could only be traded away in exchange for a story from you or a memory from you.
Well, yeah, they're my memories.
Why trade it away?
Yeah, like I said, you can just ask me.
Yeah, don't add his library, make it a public library.
Oh, okay, sorry. Emery might have misinterpreted.
Kabe was saying if you wanted the specific memory of what it's like when Celestials die, he would need Aiden to give him that memory so he could give it to you. But she's your friend, you can just ask her that and bypass his whole system.
Oh, okay.
So if Whitaker wanted to like see the memory for himself and like relive it, it would have to go through Kabe first.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Or Aiden can just talk about it.
Correct.
I see. I was envisioning a more of a deal thing going on instead of just a memory transfer.
Also, don't forget, we got that good use magic. One of which has to do with observing places and times. One of which could be observing one of Aiden's memories.
Hugo, would you like to propose that and use magic?
Absolutely.
Sure. This is unexpected, but I'm happy to make time for this scene. You can clear away some space and try and use magic to like just project one of her memories, I suppose.
Put it up on the wall where like we're watching a movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see it then. If you're all right talking about it, Aiden. Or, well, I guess having it be projected.
Well, we'll need another thing.
What will we need?
Those glasses.
Oh, yeah. That did help last time, didn't it? Whitaker takes off the glasses, and I guess we'll, like, hold them up like a little projector lens or something.
Well, should Aiden wear them?
Yep.
Go for it, Aiden, yeah. All right, yeah.
Okay. In a odd moment, Aiden puts on the glasses. Hugo, go ahead and roll a spell.
Oh. So we got a 12.
Nice.
And guess what's advanced for Hugo?
Hell yeah.
Yay.
Love that. Nicely done.
Cool. I think all it is she just holds your hand, Hugo, and only the eye on the back of your left hand glows.
Ooh.
And her eyes glow. And like a projector, out the lenses of the glasses is projected a circular area of light on one of the blank walls in this room. She just quietly sits there, and she doesn't speak because she's just recalling. But you see, literally from a first-person perspective, flying over burning forests with a sky filled with smoke and crackling red and gold lightning colliding and twisting and striking down and then rocketing up into the sky. Massive dark shapes on the horizon being pelted by golden lines. It's so far off, you don't know what is being fired at these huge shadows, but just clearly a battlefield and ruin everywhere. And we see a peninsula ahead where two figures, one wreathed in smoke and fire, the other wreathed in swirling sands. And we see Aiden's view rushing towards this fight and land on the sand. And I don't think there's dialogue because she's not speaking. Maybe she's quietly, softly mentioning, like,
there's Azazel, and that's one of our siblings.
But this other celestial you see has simple tan garments. Azazel is dressed similarly, but hers are black and seem to be exuding shadow and sparks. Her wings, also extending out the back of her, are black pitch feathers, whereas this other angel's wings are still the golden light glow that Aiden's are. And the two of them are locked in combat, hurling, from Azazel's case, fire and just, raining down from the sky. This other celestial conjures sand constructs to form, and as the fire hits them, they flash freeze into glass, and then are shattered as Azazel punches her way through and tackles the other celestials to the ground. And we see Aiden's hands in the sand, gripping the sand, but not joining the fight, as Azazel reaches a hand back, gathering a bunch of red lightning and plunging it into the chest of this other celestial and ripping out a spark. And the other angel just freezes and turns into a twisted bit of wood with a little bit of foliage here and there, which quickly burns away in the presence of Azazel, who takes the spark, crushes it, golden energy crackles down her arm and into her core. And she stands and just looks, and we see Aiden's vision. There's a gold flash, and she's not there anymore.
Christ.
And Aiden just closes her eyes a little tighter, takes the glasses off, and lets go of Hugo's hand.
That's what it's like.
Oh my god, Aiden,
Raven takes her other hand and holds it.
She, I think, fully just hugs you. Buries her head in your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Aiden, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Take a moment.
Thank you for showing us. This could really help us.
I don't know how it helps. It just proves that we might have to kill Damien. That I might have to kill him.
There's got to be a way to take it out without ripping it out.
The spark isn't what keeps Damien alive. You could remove it, and he could still be fine.
She looks up at you, Whitaker, and she says,
Not anymore. Not after the training we did at Corey's.
Oh.
It's his spark now. It was that or risk Snalagaster getting it. I had to make a tough call.
It was the right one. The alternative was losing. You picked right and we're still here.
We might still lose.
But at least we have more time to try.
Yeah. Just kind of squeezes you. You guys see the rays of sunlight starting to peek over the horizon as the sun starts to come up.
As soon as Damien gets back, I don't want anyone leaving. I got a call from Agent Sayre. The Washington Division is gearing up for us. So, try not to leave the hotel if you can help it.
You should all try and get a little more rest. We'll put our heads together in the morning.
It is the morning. Does anybody actually go back to sleep?
Does anyone go back to sleep?
I was just about to say,
Of course not.
I'm giving up on sleep until maybe later today.
Okay, that's good to know. Damien, you and Craig pull into the parking lot of the Hard Rock Casino Hotel and Cafe. And you guys are sporting new clothing. You have some of the jewelry that Craig wears. He's took you out. You guys took some stuff somewhere. You had a killer night. Is there anything you'd like to describe about the time you guys had? I imagine you did go to a Wawa and lordly preside over someone as they pump your gas for you. And you're just like, I fucking love New Jersey.
It's just a montage of someone really, really bored, pumping the gas, and the two of us dancing like absolute fools outside of the car for how convenient it is.
Yeah. So you return, and as you are coming down one of the hallways to get to Craig's private suite, you see on the gaudy rugs in front of the door of Craig's hotel room is what looks like burned human remains. And upon a quick secondary inspection, you see that the skull has fangs in the mouth.
Bro, are you seeing this? What the fuck?
Yo, this is a hell of a party foul.
And he kneels down and is in front of the body, or what's left of it. Again, it's burned into the carpet, and all that's left is the bones and some areas of ash. And even as he touches one of the bones, it crumbles as if it's charcoal, wood that's been burned all the way through. He reaches around and pulls out a pair of tags that say Mikey T.
Mikey T!
Mikey!
And Jersey Devil stands to his full 9.5 foot height with the long neck and just bristles.
I gotta check some fucking security tapes.
I'm gonna find my friends.
Yeah, man.
He just opens the door to his suite and goes inside.
Damien doesn't take the elevator. Damien just slimes up the wall through the ceilings until he gets to the room and just slides in through the door. Damien Edgecrest at your service.
Damien slimes under the crack of the door and is there.
They pump your own gas here.
Yeah, Damien, welcome to New Jersey.
It's the perfect place for royalty.
You see that Damien is covered in new accessories.
He does a spin for you.
Wow, looks like you had a lucrative night.
I did. Craig is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Couldn't even have the decency to come back before the sunrise.
Yeah, speaking of...
Actually, I'm going to make a note here, just for flavor. Whitaker, you see Damien's shirt is kind of undone, and the spark is just on display.
Oh, buddy, come on. Are you serious right now?
Oh, it's fine. Craig,
I know you're sloppy, but that's a lot.
Look, the vampires were a little aggressive, and, they don't know their own strength. They ripped their shirt accidentally.
They saw it?
Gigi was drunk, bless her heart. But anyway, first off, drink responsibly, everyone, and end up in your own hotel room at the end of the night. Because if you don't, you make a donation to the local community, which you might not be a fan of. And he gives his left-right vampire fangs. The good news is that there's going to be less of demand than usual. I know we saw a lot of vampires down there, but there's one less one. So,
I fucking knew it. You know what? As soon as he said, oh yeah, they're my crew, I'm like, yeah, no, of course you're getting bitten if you look the other way too long.
Mm-hmm.
Raven, take this. And he gives Raven the blessed steak knife.
Oh.
Hold on to that. Keep that right near your chest.
The door handle to the room jiggles. It opens, and 2 security guards are there, and they see you handing Raven the enchanted knife.
That's fun. I love that. You couldn't have knocked first?
Mr. Cox would like you all to join him in his executive suite. There's something he'd like you all to see, if you'll all come with us.
Is something wrong?
There's been an incident.
Yeah, Mikey T's dead.
What the fuck?
Jeez, dude.
I'm afraid we have to insist, sir.
All right. Be right there.
He just stands there, waiting with the door open, and a detail of other security personnel are gathering outside your room.
Jesus, let me get a shirt on first.
Guess we're having a different run this morning.
Apparently.
Security brings you all to an elevator and you pile in. Some of them are clearly taking a second elevator in order to continue escorting your group as this large contingent. Once you reach the correct floor, you continue down the hall to Craig's suite, surrounded by these guys in suits. And eventually you all see the remains of the dead vampire right outside Craig's door, which a couple more security are standing near, but no one seems to have disturbed the bones or done anything else about it yet.
So you go into Craig's space. He has like changed out of his like partying attire and is now in like a suede leopard print bathrobe and is just hunched over a computer, a bunch of little monitor things up showing angles of the hallway and running them through the different progressions. When you all arrive, he turns around, stands up and says,
"Good, you're all here. I want to show you something."
And he presses a button, and on an actual projector on his wall, one of the feeds of the security camera comes up, and we see a view of the door and Mikey T coming and knocking on the door. And not hearing any noise, he kind of stands around, calls again, and then turns and is caught off guard as someone tackles him to the floor. And then Craig hits a button and we shift to a different camera view of this same hallway, but from the other side. And we see Mikey T looking at his chest where there is a knife stabbed into it, and Whitaker is above him and then pulls the knife out. And when,
shut up.
when this Whitaker does, Mikey T just burns away.
What the fuck?
Fuck. Mike, your bro iced Mikey T last night.
That was not me. When was this taken?
He points at the timestamp.
He was with us the whole time. That couldn't have been him.
Was the timestamp when we were out at Korean barbecue, or was it like when Whitaker was asleep?
It was after you had come back from the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
But it was not coinciding with your like meeting in the morning with everyone either.
Sure, it's just in between, like when Whitaker would have been actually asleep.
Correct. In between those two times.
This is either doctored footage or a shapeshifter or something. I swear. Is there any footage of me leaving the hotel room? I was asleep till like 4 a.m.
Where did this Whitaker come from? Did he come out of our room or did he just show up? Do we have footage of him turning from someone else into this fake Whitaker?
You have to understand, this is not me.
Craig just kind of stomps forward and says,
"I haven't reviewed the tapes. I'm a little distraught because my fucking friend is dead."
And he's like got his big camel head craning down over you, Whitaker.
"Give me one reason not to put you in the ground, bro."
Review the other fucking tapes.
"You're all fucking magical. How do I know you didn't just leap out the window? I don't have security everywhere. You could have pulled some shit."
I cannot stress this enough. I am just a guy.
The defense, it adds up.
Oh my god, Rolda. We're just innocent men. We're just normal men.
I'm just a little guy.
We're just innocent men.
You put Theo's glasses on? You wouldn't hit a little guy with glasses, would you?
You wouldn't hit a guy on his birthday.
So, situation's tense. Is anybody else acting or doing anything right now? No? Blank stares? Okay, everyone's just like, oh.
Whitaker does hate vampires. He would do that.
So Whitaker's sort of facing down Craig, and they're very close. Damien comes up behind Whitaker and grabs, tendrils around the neck, and it looks like he's hoisting Whitaker up in the air by his neck, but you can tell he's actually got his foot underneath Whitaker's feet. So Whitaker's actually fine and just sort of like
being raised on a platform.
Yeah. But like visually, when you're that close, you can't see where the heels are.
It takes him a second, but Whitaker does start like, oh.
Yeah. And then Damien will turn Whitaker's head to face him, and he'll make the eyes appear to glow green, and will just straight up ask him, "Did you kill Mikey T?"
Oh, shit.
That's really good.
That's really good.
Spicy.
Holy shit, Damien.
That's so fucking smart.
I brought him. He's under my umbrella. This is what I was in charge of.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Dude.
Whitaker, what do you say?
I mean, Whitaker, like, sort of starting to, like, pick it up, is like, I didn't kill him.
I've seen too many movies. We don't take that by face value, and we do the thing where Damien licks his pinky finger, and we're gonna Men in Black. It's just a wet willy.
Oh, that's really fucking gross.
And it doesn't actually go in. Whitaker's just like, oh, this is okay. It's not actually going in my ear.
It makes it look like it's going in by doing this on the edge, the outside.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And then he has that moment where like, oh, I have to act like,
Yep.
He drops Whitaker like a sack of potatoes.
Ugh.
You're not even like manipulating anyone. You're just doing this. So this is great. Craig is like, gives you a look and gives you a little nod like, thanks, bro.
Nice.
He's like, but I still can't fucking trust him. I don't get it. It's right there on the fucking tapes. Why do you think I have these? And at this point, outside the room, there is a shriek. And Gigi is on her knees outside of the hotel room looking at Mikey T's remains.
Oh.
Because, Craig just kind of dropped the necklace at some point. And she's like, oh my God, Mikey! And is like scrambling at the bone dust that's left. And just like holds like the skull with the fangs. And is just like, oh no, what happened? Craigie, what happened to Mike? And as she's holding the skull, her like vampire strength is so much, and it just kind of like crumbles apart. She's just like,
Damn.
Craig says, I'm figuring it out, Gigi. Would you shut up? I can't think with you going on like that. And she says, oh, you should have listened to Goatman. He fucking said you shouldn't trust these people. Raven. You know how you can tell when someone's lying? This is an act.
Gigi's faking?
Gigi's faking it. Do you know how you can tell?
How?
Because you were recently in a nightmare sequence where Aiden died.
Uh-huh.
This is not how someone who has lost the person they care about acts when they find or see their body.
She is laying it on a little thick.
Like literally saying the motive. Girl. Do you know how she knows she's faking it? Because she's a fake ass hoe.
We call that supporting evidence.
Everything about her is fake.
Her tan.
Her nails.
Her eyelashes.
Her wig.
Gigi is not telling the truth in this moment.
And not telling the truth about that Goatman said not to trust us, that's also a lie?
No, that part was true, but like...
But the act that she's putting on is an act?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's not genuine shock and surprise. It's almost as if she already knew Mikey was gone.
Yeah, she's too practiced at it.
It's just too much. It's not realistic. It's not what happens when a person you love is gone in front of you.
Yeah, it's like watching it in a movie
and
not in real life. All right, interesting.
So that's what you pick up as she continues to like blubber and sort of like scrape at the the bits that are left in the carpet.
Raven touches Aiden's arm and just kind of gives her a look and shakes her head just a tiny bit of like, it's not real.
What?
She's faking it. That's not real.
Tell Craig.
Do you think he'll believe me?
I don't know. We have to convince him.
Ugh.
Craig is like hunched over his computer, like trying to check the other tapes, but still just the other one of Whitaker stabbing Mikey T and then leaving.
Hey, Raven, you're gonna have to convince him, because Whitaker doesn't look too upset by the fact that a vampire died.
That's fair. Raven's gonna go up to Craig at his computer, and she's gonna ask him to roll back the tape from just now. I wanna see Gigi, like, right before she saw the body. I want to see if she's like stealing herself for the performance before she comes around the corner.
Brittany.
Yes.
So clever, Brittany. Brilliant.
And she won't tell him why. She'll just say, like, reel it back on this hallway 2 minutes ago and let him see for himself if that's the case.
He raises an eyebrow at you, his yellow and red eye kind of like eyes you suspiciously, but then he like mouses over to a cursor, clicks on it, and we do see new camera angle, the elevator doors opening up, and Gigi walking out on her phone. She looks a little upset.
Mm-hmm.
She nods and like pauses in front of the mirror to like do her lipstick again and like touch up her makeup, which is a little smudged. And then like adjusts her little jacket or whatever she's got on at the moment, fluffs her hair, and then turns to walk down the hallway. She approaches the whole scene of Mikey T's remains, calm as can be, until she's like 3 feet away, and then breaks into the act.
Hey, Natalie, can I ask a dumb question?
It's not a dumb question. Stop saying that. What question would you like to ask?
Do vampires in our lore have reflections?
Apparently they do.
Apparently they do.
Traditionally, it's like the silver in mirrors is something they can't interact with.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a casino for vampires without having magic mirrors and magic cameras.
Well, they just have to be modern mirrors and not the like antique silver, like silver leafed ones.
If that's the history behind why vampires don't show up in reflections,
it's just the silver.
The most common reason.
Then yeah, I think vampires have reflections most of the time.
Cool beats.
Also, there's no way Olivia Easty would have been able to pull it off if she was constantly disappearing in the reflection of like windows and shit.
There's just no mirrors in the Easty.
I mean, we have the art of her like,
oh yeah,
you know.
But that's like for fun, for flavor.
It's for fun, it's flavor, it's whatever. Get off my fucking back, commenters.
Deal with it.
Get in the comments! So funny.
It's called fan art. God.
Anyway.
Yeah, Raven points it out. That right there, look at her. No reaction until she gets right up to it, when she's close enough to your door for us to hear it.
You see him like shift his jaw. He looks at you, gives you a gruff like, we'll see. You're not off the hook.
Fair enough.
He stands up, goes over to where Gigi is like continuing her act, and just stands there, imposing, menacing over her. She says,
what are you gonna do? Are you gonna kill that one or what?
He looks back at you, Whitaker, and then looks to her and kneels down real close. And he says, how did you know which one it was?
Get her.
Grabs her throat and lifts her up into the air, and she's kicking. And he turns around and begins to march through the room. You all make way, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
This is not Craig Cox anymore. This is the Jersey Devil. And he marches out to the balcony, or like just at the edge of it, pulls his window curtains open and slams her against the interior wall and says, you better tell me what the fuck is going on, or I'm gonna have you out there in 2 seconds. Gigi?
Listen, it was Santiago. He told us that he had some work to do, and Mikey was gonna stop him and tell you about it.
Tell me what?
Something about the glowy thing in his chest.
And points at Damien.
Ooh.
And Craig says, Santiago wasn't there.
He and Selby are working on something. I don't know. They just told me what happened to Mikey, and then I had to pretend I didn't know about it till you got back.
And we see Jersey Devil's eyes shift from Gigi out to the beach, where there are 3 figures a little ways down the sand, where the surf is coming in for the next high tide, but right now it's still at low tide. And we briefly cut to that area of the beach where Mr. Santiago and Selby and Axel are standing on the beach. Selby is using his large bat to draw in the sand. And so is Santiago, though he has a sort of cane that he is using to draw shapes into the sand. And Axel is out in the daytime, but he has like an umbrella on.
and a big coat up over his collar.
Come on, man. Why did you have to bring me out here? If this thing blows away, I'm toast. Why do I gotta hang out with you guys while you do this? Why'd you have to kill Mikey, huh? Trust me, Axel. It is imperative that you are here with us for this. In fact, you are an essential part of the plan.
Come on, man. What plan are you talking about? When Craig finds out, your ass is grass.
We'll see, Alexander. Now come here, I need you to look at this.
Axel, whose name you gather is Alexander, walks over. And as he is peering down, we see Santiago subtly pull a silver knife out from his coat and just knifes Axel 3 times in the chest. And Axel immediately starts to turn to ash and embers, but Santiago grabs the back of his head
and says, No, not yet. I need to speak to Asmodeus.
Shit.
And Axel's tortured expression suddenly goes limp, and his eyes open.
What do you need to tell me? My lord, Edgecrest is here. Send your armies.
Fuck.
Motherfucker.
Goddamn goat man.
And he crushes Axel's skull, which just blows away into ash. And we cut back to Craig holding Gigi, seeing this happen, and seeing Axel burn away to nothing. And the next shot is glass shattering and Gigi flying out into the air.
Whoa!
Burning up mid-air and clattering into ash and bone on the lower floors of the hotel as Craig is just out in the sunshine and says under his breath,
You're out of the circle of trust, Gianna.
And he turns back around to where you are all gathered in the room and picks up his phone and dials it and calls Goatman. Santiago answers the phone.
Senor Cox,
what can I do for you?
What the fuck kind of game are you playing at, Goatman? Mikey is dead. And now the rest of his crew are too. The fuck is going on?
Yes. Well, I don't know why you didn't think to contact your old employer the instant you found out who you had welcomed into our home, but I am a man with vision. More than you, apparently. And I think it's time there was a new king of the boardwalk, Craig.
He goes,
I'm gonna make you pay, Goatman. I can't believe you would do this. I thought we were bros for life, bro.
And we see Santiago on the beach just sort of grin as he looks up at the hotel where he sees Craig on the balcony.
If we were bros, you wouldn't still be calling me Goatman, motherfucker. I have a name. It's Arturo Santiago, you fucking asshole.
Click, and hangs up.
Oh my god!
Man's got a point.
And Craig just grits his teeth. And he says,
No king in the boardwalk, huh? All right. You come for the king, you better not fucking miss.
And he kind of looks over his shoulder at Damien.
Yeah!
Goatman down on the beach just goes,
Muerte al rey.
Which is death to the king.
Long live the king. There's a little glint at the tip of Damien's hand as he throws his hand down and the sword of Damocles slips out.
Ooh!
You have my sword.
Okay.
And my knife.
And Raven steps forward. And also my knife.
And my confusion. What just happened?
No, you got a knife too, Hugo. I gave you one at the restaurant.
We all have knives.
It's a thing. It's a thing from that movie.
Oh, you get it. So proud.
Right, but what just happened? I only heard half of that. What's going on?
We had to make a lot of assumptions from the half of the phone call we heard.
That's fair. You guys wouldn't have heard what Santiago said.
Do we recognize a demon rune circle being drawn in the sand when we see it at this point?
If you all walk out onto the balcony, because I think Craig just calls back and he says,
Mike, you and your friends might want to come see this.
I feel like we would have joined him sooner.
We're out there.
You didn't keep your distance after he threw Gigi to her death?
I think after he threw her, I think maybe we would have come forward for the phone call just to be close enough to be in listening distance.
Once he's like doing a stare down with something on the horizon on the phone, that's where it's like, hey, what you looking at?
Okay, so what you all see if you're out there on the balcony, the two figures down by the beach, Selbyville and Santiago, and like neither of them are glamored.
So that's bold.
Yeah.
In broad fucking daylight.
And what is drawn in the sand is a summoning circle, much bigger than anything you guys have used to summon Damien in the past.
Don't like that.
We ought to destroy that. Craig, you don't fucking condone this, do you?
You see Craig's like lip quiver, and he just kind of like rubs at his eyes, and he's just like,
all my fucking friends turned their backs on me. This fucking sucks, bro.
I'm sorry, man. Well, hey, bud, we got your back. Whitaker looks back at everyone like, get out of here, come on.
But you see on the beach, the glyphs light up.
Oh, shit.
As salt water touches them. They just remain lit.
Oh, fuck.
And even as you see the tide coming in, they are glowing under the waves as the waves pass over and pull back, and they pulse every time a wave hits.
Do we have until the tide comes in all the way?
Well, you might until something crazy happens, but what happens pretty immediately is that out of the water, things start to raise up.
Shit.
You see horses made of kelp. You see crab constructs made of garbage. You see oozes, dark shapes which rise from the water, then begin to steam, then burst into fire. Reptilian hellhound creatures emerge from the ocean with large bat wings that it walks on. This is a wyvern that is on fire.
Oh, fuck.
Billowing smoke and just creatures pouring out of the ocean past these summoning glyphs, which begin to surround or like press up against the barrier and pound at it. And we see Santiago down on the beach as he opens a pack of cigarettes and lights one. And as he drags on it, he drags all the way back on the cigarette. When the fire hits and goes past the filter and then past his lips and burns away the skin and fur of his face, leaving nothing but a flaming goat skull and horns that look like they are made of metal pulled from a forge.
Tear it down!
Oh, shit.
Hey, Whitaker?
Yeah, Hugo?
Does the agency have a tip line?
Don't you worry, Hugo. They're already on their way.
Oh. Great.
Mr. Cox, give me the keys. I'm your new head of security.
I love that.
And that's where we'll end our session.
Fun.
Oh my god.
No one wrecks Wawa but me!